10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's tap. Future tapping game. Let's tap and let's tap. Future tapping game. Again.
Let's tap, future tapping game. Let's tap and let's tap, future tapping game.
Let's tap, future tapping game. Let's tap and let's tap, future tapping game. Again.
Let's tap, future tapping game. Let's tap and let's tap, future tapping game. Let's tap.
Stop never through all that's happening.
And hello everyone, and welcome to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
And me, James.
And yes, thank you very much so much for coming on, tuning in to episode 7 of the show. Hope you are enjoying yourselves and having a great Sunday, whether you're listening to this live here on Twitch TV, or any day of the week if you're listening to this on podcast via SoundCloud and iTunes. And we are not alone! No, we have another guest on.
We've finally got more guests going on. My God, we are going somewhere, guys. We're going somewhere.
Absolutely crazy. For this episode, we have none other, the one and only Mr. Gareth, aka the real FTA from Find the Computer Room.
I want to thank you guys for having me on, but I'm so sorry that by episode 7 your standards have slipped so low that you're having me on.
Standards? No, the standards have gone absolutely.
Have you even listened to this show? What are standards?
You know, that's a good point. I have listened to this show, and I retract my previous statement. But we're all good. We're all good.
How are you, Gareth? Hope you are well.
I'm doing good. We've been doing our garden yesterday, and I want to die because it's hot and gardening work sucks. So please kill me, someone, so I don't have to finish making my garden.
If only get our garden was as easy as playing games. Like, press A to clear your garden. A. There we go.
You know, there's one thing I miss about England, because, you know, for some reason in America, at least where I live, hiring gardeners, that's not really a thing. This was England. I would just pay someone money to come and do it for me so I could just play games while they work. But
I swear you do that. I swear I see a lot of American TV shows that have gardeners.
yes, they have gardeners, but it's maybe it's just where I'm located. The gardeners tend to just do like professional work for like businesses. There's very few personal home gardeners that I've been able. And I looked, and I couldn't find much, and so it's just I'm stuck doing it myself.
Well, if you could always claim as a company expensive by saying you are doing the garden of Find the Computer Room headquarters.
that you know, I could do that, but I don't have much dignity, but I have just enough to not legally turn FTCR into a business. That's when I'll know my life has officially hit rock bottom. When I'm like FTCR LLC, it's like, oh God, no.
Or the other alternative is you could try and like make phone calls from across the border. see if any. I'm sure there's some gardeners in Canada that would be like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I mean,
it's only a 6-hour drive to my house, and I don't pay gas or time driving. I'll give you $50 to mow my lawn. Deal, gotcha.
Hey, $50 in the US, that's like what, 200 Canadian?
That's like what, like 1,000. That's like what, 6 months rent for Canada is $50.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's why I would always go for US money, because then I'm, pretty much sitting in a gold mine.
Canada's money sucks. I've only been to Canada once and I greatly enjoyed it, but their money is dumb as hell.
The money smells like maple syrup, just so you know.
Everything smells like maple syrup in Canada.
It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
It's not a point though. That is a quite good thing.
It's like you have to get, like, if you can, like a $100 bill, because that's when you smell more of the maple. It's like the more currency you get, the more maple syrup you smell.
So you say like $1 is basically like a drop of maple syrup, where like $100, literally it was bathed in maple syrup before it went into collection.
Yeah, well, I mean, $1's a coin here. We don't have the dollar bills, so yeah, it would smell like, I don't know, like metal. Maple metal. There you go.
That's the lamest Sonic villain. I don't like that character.
Maple. It's like his secret attack is like smothering people with maple syrup.
He just throws maple leaves at people. No, get off of me, you metal jerk.
And then every time he gets beaten, oh sorry, bud, I didn't mean to do that. I'll stop being evil now, eh?
Or even when he wins as well, it's literally just a case of I've defeated you. Sorry about that.
I mean, that idea is terrible, and it sounds like a big insult to Canada, but it's still not as bad as Yoga Hoses was.
Yeah. Oh my god. Jesus.
We watched that once in the trademarked FTCR headquarters. We watched Yoga Hoses,
Yeah.
and watching that movie made me no longer afraid of dying. So I was like, if I had to choose between life and this or like nothing, I'm good with nothing. If Yoga Hoses can't hurt me anymore.
I haven't seen the movie, but I have heard of like things about it, so it's kind of just like, oh geez, do I even dare myself to watch that?
If
You
you
just
hate, if
You
you
put
hate
the knife to
yourself-
yourself and just go, right, this is the only way out.
pretty much, if you ever find yourself like wanting to feel the worst of humanity, watch Yoga Hoses. Honest to God, like no joking, it might be the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh god.
Wow.
It's not even funny bad, it's just painfully bad.
I'll watch it after being completely intoxicated. Then it might be somewhat entertaining then.
We would, it made it worse.
Oh god, no! What the hell?
We have a new drinking game. Every time something bad happens, take a shot.
That means
Oh,
you're gonna die then.
That means in the first
That'll be a hell of a way to go.
after the first 41 seconds, you'd have consumed so much alcohol your liver would explode.
Oh dear god. Oh no. Yeah, I would like to live. Anyway, thank you to everyone as well that is chatting right now in the chat room live. I say if you're listening to this in the podcast and you want to actually tune into the shows live, you can do so and chat in our chat room and talk to all these weird, like absolute wonderful people. We have Vic, we have SJ, we have who's that? That's Moob1L3_J4Y. So I'll just call you Moob. Thanks so much for coming by. Tally ho to you. We have the Green Viper 8. We also have a Mexican Bass Monkey.
Mexican Bass Monkey.
Mexican Bass Monkey.
It's Mexican, that's my homeboy MBM.
MBM, Mexican.
Whose job here is to troll Gareth the entire way through. So we'll be expecting a lot of things from him, I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I want to shout out to MBM. Yesterday was his birthday.
Oh, was it? Oh, awesome. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday,
Beautiful
Mexican.
person, I love you.
Hope you had a good day, man. Hope it was a great day for you. We also have, as I say, Jidros. We also have Spider Knife and 88, and we also have Edge, who just, as usual, destroyed my apartment once again.
I want to do a shout out to main man Spider Knife. He's done a lot of awesome artwork for FTCR. He recently, like a couple weeks ago, he took audio of me. If anyone's heard the Silver Gunner version of Open Your Heart, where he just takes Johnny Giovanni going ooh and stretches it out for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a video from last year where I'm on my way to too many games, and I do that I make it about 40 seconds before my lungs give out, and he took that and he made this animation of me in the car with TJ and Mykonos fan from FTCR. And like at the end of it, like blood just starts coming out of TJ's ears because he can't take it anymore. Like it was really, he's done 2 animations for us, and I go to his channel, and it's a big. Spider Knife does amazing work. If I had the money, I would literally just hire him to animate every LP we've ever done because he would just make it funnier. But...
Oh my god, that's legendary. I remember that. I remember when you. I think that was when you were playing Mega Man, was it? Last year? You did the ooh, or was that from a different video?
I've done that now so much. It's in about 4 different FTCR videos. The ooh, because TJ hates it because those Silver Gunner remixes, the one of Aldolfino, where it's just the dun 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 dun, and like the main guitar, the doesn't kick in. It's just a bum 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 bum. That literally made him want to puke. It's like he couldn't. He was expecting the main bit to come in. Like, where is it? Like he was having like an anxiety attack. It's like.
I haven't heard that. I've heard like the Sonic Adventure 2. I love the Eggman remake.
Like that channel is, I apologize for having this intro going for too long, but they yesterday they just uploaded something, which is it makes me so happy because it means someone on their team is a fan of FTCR. Because for years we've referenced their work, we've used their audio in bits. Like I've sung there's also a video of me singing their version of Open Your Heart, which might be like their Open Your Heart might be the funniest thing ever. It's so good. But so we did a few years back, we did an LP of Sonic 06, which I know we aren't supposed to mention that on the show, but for context I need to bring it up.
Go right ahead.
So we did an LP of 06, but for time purposes, we removed all the loading screens because there is, in terms of every loading screen you have to watch for mandatory missions, not including any of the side quests, there are 73 minutes of loading screens. And we know this because we uploaded an extra part where we just talked over all the loading screens. And there was a running gag because Smoothies edited it, and this maybe I shouldn't say this because it's on my channel, but I will fight anyone who tries to claim there was a better edited 06 LP or just maybe LP in general than the shit Steven did editing in memes for that up. Am I allowed to swear on this? I didn't ask that before we started.
Oh yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do we have the bleeper available, James, or are we solid?
Stand by, and I shall get it available for us.
I do. I meant to ask that before we started, but I forgot to. My bad. But
it's fine.
It's so at various points he would edit in the intro to 1,000 miles, the piano the thing, and then so over the loading screen video he just played that non-stop. So for 73 minutes, it's just that the opening few seconds played over and over and over again. Oh, and so yesterday they uploaded, and at some point during that 73-minute part, someone brings up the fact that the Sonic 3 Invincibility theme matches with that audio. And so they uploaded, Silver Gunner uploaded a video of the Sonic 3 Invincibility theme where it's 73 minutes long and it's just those opening few beats of that song. I was like, there's no way in hell that is a coincidence on any So it's just that blew sometimes something that happens. Spider and I've taken the time to animate stuff that we've said, and it's the fact that it blows my mind that for one anyone watches crap, but just the fact that a channel that all of us as a group collectively enjoy and love referenced stuff is just it's very mind-blowing and humbling. I did not expect that. I had so many people tweet at me saying someone on their team's clearly a fan of your work, and I'm like, what are you talking about? No one's a fan of our work. And oh my god, they're referencing our joke. It's great.
I got a green point for 8 saying watching that video, the music drove me mad by the end.
Well, I will say it's an improvement over the Sonic. Sonic 3 is a great soundtrack, but the main theme isn't the best. And the Invincibility and Supersonic themes just being a 9-second loop. Yeah. I've always said when my son's old enough to be able to understand punishment, I would never lay a hand on my son, but if he acts out, I will lock him in a room and put that on a loop for 2 hours, just so he has to experience. That is the worst speech of Sonic. Everyone gives.
Gareth, sorry, I just had a check. That's actually using that music, especially that music, is actually under the against the Geneva Convention.
Good. Wow, that's a good joke. That was damn good. I do know why I don't care. I'm declaring war on my son. Should he act out?
Oh, beautiful. Nice one, James. See, I could just picture it
I
now.
have made a good joke on this show. It only took me 7 episodes, but I got there.
It took you 7 episodes and you got there in the end. Well done, finally. Where I don't have a victory jingle. Damn my life.
Oh, don't worry. I'm just going to give myself an applause for that.
There we go. He gets his own applause. He has his own studio audience. So there you go. I was gonna say, Gareth, it's when your son's turned like a teenager or something, and he's just like rebelling. He's like, you know what time it is. He's like, no, Dad, please, not the music again. Anything but that.
He's gonna, in a couple of years' time, he's gonna end up in the therapist office. He goes, I think my problems all started when my dad's show kept putting the Sonic 3 invincibility music on it.
Well, no, I think it might be worse because to go back to that 06 loading screen part. There are various points where I record things like this on LP where I need to watch my son. So technically, my son's first appearance on an internet video is in the background during the 06 loading screen. I'm pretty sure that will be what he's complaining about me to a therapist in. They're like 16 years. Like my father forced me to be in shit in terrible YouTube Sonic LPs. How dare you?
And now I can't get the load. And he's like, now I can't get the loading screen stuck in my head every time I go to sleep.
It's like every time I go to sleep.
Oh, bless, dearie me, dearie me. Mexican also says, my dad's Sonic Gunner is Planet Whisk crossed with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Well then. And Spider-Love says, and here's the evidence where it all started, of me crying.
Pretty much, I'm pretty sure if you start that video, I'm introducing it, I think you can actually hear him either crying or whining in the background. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
It's perfect for an 06 LP.
Oh yeah, I know.
To the LP crying anyway.
He's expressing the feelings that you all felt internally. Oh, goodness gracious. And Mr. Bernardo's just jumped into the chat. Tally ho to you, sir. I hope you're well. James, how are you quickly? Hope you've been keeping well.
Pretty good. I'm now officially moved into my new place, so I've actually got my new setup.
Nice.
Last time on this show, I was saying about moving in, but it's like, no, can't do it. Still waiting for solicitors. Still waiting for solicitors. Still waiting for solicitors. And now I have my own study. It is awesome. I can actually do the show in peace now.
It's like, yeah, wait. It's just magically like, wait for solicitors. Oh crap! I'm in my office.
Just wait for solicitors. Oh, hello, Tiny Hojo. What the? How do we get here?
Just magic. But
Don't care. I mean,
sorry. So what were you gonna say?
so I don't care how it happened. It happened. So.
But yeah, how did the move go? Hopefully it all went well. James? Hello? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. He's gone again.
Hello.
Yeah,
There we go.
He's back. Okay. Whew. That's a relief.
No idea what happened. I don't know what's happened there. It just seems like just cuts himself out. Oh, it's one of you, Jack. Andy, it's you, isn't it? You cut me out.
It's not me. It's your power cut again, man. It's your power flickering.
Edgehead sends James a bottle of wine. Thanks very much, buddy. I am going to be drinking that right now.
Lovely. Yeah. How did the move go, by the way, James? Hopefully it went
It
well.
was pretty. Yeah, it took about 2 days, mate, and we were all sorted. We're about 90% done. It's just we're now buying stuff from IKEA, and I'm now putting my DIY skills to business, which, to be honest, I'm actually doing quite a good job.
Hey, that's all good. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So next time you come online, mate, I'm going to have to give you the virtual grand tour. The grand tour of the James Manor.
How spiffing. I look forward to this.
Yes, indeed, it is going to be spitting indeed.
Yeah.
You know, I moved from England about almost, it's coming up on 6 years,
Oh wow.
and that conversation has made me not miss it too much because goddamn English people say stupid shit.
Did you move from England by any chance?
I did 6 years ago. I now live in the not good old US of A, but it's
But you were born in England, though, correct?
Yes, in
Cool.
West.
I'm happy. It just means you just assaulted yourself as well as me. So
Yep, pretty much. In West
Take yourself-
Chelmsford, born and raised.
in the playgrounds where you spend most of your days.
Yeah, well, technically you too, but yeah, that's accurate.
Same thing, really.
YouTube is the virtual playground.
The virtual
It seems to
playground.
be nowadays. That or Fortnite.
Yes, that. Yeah, YouTube or Fortnite. Pick and choose. I'm Fortnite all the way. That's just.
To be honest, I do play Fortnite now, but I'm going to say this now. I only bought it because Thanos was in it. That's the only reason I started playing it.
He's not in it anymore. He's gone.
I know, I'm so annoyed about that. I didn't get a chance to really play it much. I wanted to.
It's like
Get
Thanos
refund,
is in the
get
game.
refund.
Yeah, refund for a free-to-play game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want my money back, but you never gave us any money to begin with. Don't care.
Well, then, give me money.
Give me money
Give me money
anyway.
for the time I've wasted.
Come on, Epic, you're loaded. Goodness. So yeah, guys, as I say, this is episode 7 of the Tally Ho Show. We have Gareth on the show from the Finding Computer Room, and we're gonna have some topics in just a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit with Gareth about himself and how he got Finding Computer Room, how it began, and also talk about all the charities that he's done as well. We also have some good songs and say some topics, and we have the Throne of Games, where King Fox still reigns as supreme on the throne. However,
Or Hell Fox.
All hail Fox, but however, Gareth has a competitor to challenge Fox for the throne. Will they become victorious? You'll just have to tune in
No.
after the first music bit to find out.
Cough.
What?
Sorry, a bit of a cough there. Sorry about that.
Oh, yes, alright then. Sure. So yeah, Gareth, let's jump straight into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself for anyone that is tuning in that wants to know more about you. Like, how did you get into gaming? What's your most favorite, least favorite game? How did you find the computer room? And talk us about like your charity streams if there's future events happening as well.
Sure. I got involved with gaming. I remember at some point, well, one year at Christmas, I got a NES and my brother got a SNES, and from then we just, I would just buy consoles. You know, with the exception of the Xbox brand, I own every Nintendo console, Sega console, PlayStation. I don't get the game as much as I did back in the day, but you know, I've always loved games growing up. You know, favorite game it's one I go back and forth a lot. It might be Sonic Adventure.
Oh, good choice.
Just because I know. If we're being completely honest, that game has aged. That might be the worst aged game of all time. If we're all being honest with ourselves here, the game has aged worse than. I'm trying to think of that. You know what? That game's aged worse than Donald Trump's face has. That's just how it's not a very good. You know, it's buggy as hell in so many places.
Wow, we have opened up that can of worms straight away, haven't we?
But it's a game that has a lot of nostalgia. It's a game where I would love to see it remade. It's a game that without which there is no FTCR. So people who hate Sonic Adventure now have another reason to hate that game. But it's just a game that I had a lot of fun playing. I could talk about SA1 for days. It's a game that a few years ago at Too Many Games, I helped rig a debate between SA1 and SA2, proving forever that SA1 is the superior game. In terms of least favorite game, I would, you know what, to keep it hashtag on brand, I'd probably go with Sonic and the Secret Rings. Maybe as a person, I tend not to get like legitimately angry at media like TV shows or movies or video games. Secret Rings is like the one exception. That game legitimately angered me playing it because the control. I mean, like, say what it's a shame because it's got a pretty good idea. It's got a decent soundtrack. It's the first time in a while you can tell they're trying to do something original with a story. With Sonic, doesn't really work, but they're trying, so giving points to that. It's got a lot of things, like it's got a lot of bonus content, and you know you can equip Sonic with different things. There's a lot of things that on paper sound like a good idea, but I would argue, kind of similarly to Sonic Heroes, the controls just ruin that game. Secret Rings might be the worst. I mean, I haven't played a lot of games, but of the games I've played, Secret Rings has the worst controls bar none. Like, Secret Rings makes 06 look like playable. That's how bad Rings is to me. I just can't stand that game.
I mean, so yeah, I can agree on that. The soundtrack, however, is good. I do enjoy the soundtrack of Secret. I think that's the one thing with a Sonic game. it can be bad as all hell, but the one good thing of it, the music will always be spot on.
Not always. I would say out of all of Sonic's games, you can count on one hand the games that have bad soundtracks. And he's had like 40-ish games, and most of them have really good soundtracks. But there's like, you got Chronicles. I would argue Forces to an extent. There's very few soundtracks that are just like, no thanks.
I mean, I haven't
What
played
about Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood?
Yeah, Chronicles.
I haven't played Chronicles, so I honestly don't know the soundtrack.
Because the game has 4 pieces of battle music that swap out depending on what battle there is. The battle music, specifically Battle Theme 4, which was also used as the main theme, is actually a really good kind of rock song. And you can tell the battle themes use real instruments, but like the hub worlds sound like subpar Game Boy music, and the cutscenes, which are terribly animated in Flash, sounds like the worst kind of early 90s like house techno. It's like there are so many conflicting genres of music in Chronicles. It's like, who was in charge? Like, Richard Jacques worked on that game, and it's like, what the hell happened, man?
Something might have gone down with the making of the music or something.
It's terrible.
Maybe they blue screened so many times and they just gave up and just went, well, let's just do this.
It just kept crashing. Every time they got the good song going, it just kept crashing. You thought, you know what, Sonic, we'll just stick with what we have. But it's rubbish. They would do.
There was a rumor going around that they literally, because a lot of the Hubwood music is like, some of them are remixes of like Sonic 3 and K tracks. And I think one of the Hub Worlds is a remix of Diamond Dust Zone, the Mega Drive version of Diamond Dust Zone. And there was a rumor going around that Sega just kind of took found some remixes, some really bad remixes, and just stole them online because they technically own that music. But Richard Jacques claims that didn't happen. But either way, I'm just like, I would rather believe Sega stole remixes than Richard Jacques made that terrible music, because that man is so talented. I'm like, no, man, just say you stole it, please. Please say you stole that music.
I love that man's music, whatever he makes for any game. And yeah, that if he's made that music and the soundtrack's not good, I have to say something went wrong. Something went horribly wrong. It's not his fault. It's not his fault, damn it. But as you say with Secret Rings, yeah, I mean, like, the one thing is, like, at least it can de-stress you when you're playing a bad game, because there's some parts where you have to furiously shake the Wii remote, and if you're having a bad day, maybe that could be a bit of a de-stressor.
I'd rather play a good game, because Secret Rings will just add stress onto me. Like, the final boss is so badly programmed. It's just that's a bad Sonic team. Sonic team.
What about the final boss from Sonic and the what's the one that you play as a knight? I forgot what it was called.
Sonic and the Black Knight.
Black Knight, that's the one. Apparently, I saw a YouTube video, and apparently someone managed to beat the final boss within 20 seconds or even 10 seconds.
Maybe. I mean, like,
that's a broken final boss, surely.
So okay, there is a difference between. Actually, I wouldn't call that boss broken. I'd call it exploitable, because there is a weird thing. Black Knight had like Secret Rings, it had a bunch of collectibles, and you could unlock videos of I guess for some reason they included videos where you can they show you videos of like Sonic defeating the bosses, and there's because I unlocked one. It's Sonic. It's pre-rendered. It's pre-recorded footage of Sonic defeating Sir Gawain Knuckles, and he does it in like 4 seconds. And I guess it's just the game itself. And you're like, you think you're good at the game? Look what we did. We beat that guy in 4 seconds. You ain't shit.
Oh, I see. It's like you defeated Knight Knuckles. Yeah, congratulations on that. By the way, get good, son. Get on our
That's like the closest a game has ever come to just actually saying "get good, scrub." It's great.
So basically turn around and go, what's that? You defeated that boss in under 10 seconds? Ah, such a noob.
No, it's like, what's this? You beat this boss under 10 seconds? Ha! Peasant.
Peasant.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Oh, goodness gracious. Viper says, another rumor I've heard is that copyright issues stop them from using certain tracks for Chronicles, so perhaps they put in work versions in the place of the issue tracks.
Didn't they do that with Sonic 3 though? Because apparently Michael Jackson had. Actually, no, I'd say that it was confirmed years and years and years later. But Michael Jackson had his own thing on it, didn't they?
For Sonic 3, when they ported that to the PC in the Sonic and Knuckles collection, it's Carnival Night, Ice Cap, and Launch Base had their music changed, and a lot of people like that is the clearest in the because this was back in the 90s. This was the clearest indication that Jackson was involved, and there was some legal issue. My favorite thing at this year's South by Southwest Sonic panel. Whenever they have their fan Q&A and like a kid goes up, I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be the stupidest question ever. There was like some 8-year-old who was like, can you guys please talk about the music being changed on the PC version and if Michael Jackson was involved? And you could tell Aaron Weber was not expecting that question whatsoever. His face was like, we can't talk about that. Thanks for the question. No, bye. He just turned
around and went, oh shh.
Yeah,
it was good. But yeah, and so I think that was, it could be because Chronicles starts off in Green Hill, so it's possible they wanted to use Green Hill, but the gentleman who composed the music for Sonic 1 and 2, I believe, Nakamura-san, he technically owns that music. So whenever Sega reuse it, they have to pay, which is probably the reason why on when they finally released the Sonic Mania soundtrack with the remixes, the remixes from Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Oil Ocean weren't included, and I'm like, I would bet my house on it just Sega not wanting to pay him the royalties to release that music again.
Yeah.
Which is, it's like, on one hand I understand, but on the other hand I'm like, then don't do those levels then. Like, because T-Lopes' Chemical Plant Act 2 from Mania, one of my favorite tracks in that game.
Act 2?
It is such
Act 2 is so good.
Act 2 it's like something out of a sweet rave party. It's so sexy.
I love his. I'm just going off from like a different song game, like Sonic CD, the Metallic Madness themes at 1 and 2 that he made was phenomenal. I love it. And
because he re-recorded all of that like weird, like demonic speaking. That's him.
I know, and I was playing it a couple of times. I'm thinking, what's he saying? Like on Act 1, I'm thinking, is it because I'm when I'm going for a walk, I'm always listening to the music every now and then. I'm trying to hear what he says, and some parts I'm thinking to myself, is he saying, check out my shoes, check out my jeans? I don't know. That's what I'm getting in my head. I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's saying.
I hear that, and I'm like, somebody call an exorcist. This guy's possessed.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. But that's probably why I think maybe they don't. Because I was wondering why there's no Green Hill Zone, there's no Chemical Plant on the soundtracks, and that's, where'd you say that might be the reason? Maybe they just don't want to give royalties to like Nakamura, who originally made these songs for the games. I was actually
wondering why they weren't on there. To be honest, so thanks for that. Actually, I didn't know that.
I would honestly be shocked if it's any other reason than just that they did not want to pay, because they would have to pay him to begin with to put it in the game, but I would assume releasing it would be another fee they'd have to pay him, and I'm sure they were like, nah.
Sod that.
Pretty much.
Indeed. Spider-Knife actually says, going back to the questions, yes, there was a couple of them that said some legit good questions for, like, I'm guessing, like, the kids. So, I'm guessing, like, the kids, when they ask some really good questions, the parents or the dads are sitting there just like, oh, yeah, that's my son.
I don't get it. It was weird because like all of the kids in that Q&A asked the best questions, and all of the older people were the ones doing like stupid jokey questions. Like, no, have the kids ask all the serious questions, man. Like they were asking stuff that I want to know about. I was like, I never thought we'd hear that. Like someone asked a question like that at one of these events. It was great.
So, some adult. I was gonna say some adult comes in. So when do you know when Sonic Adventure 3 coming out?
Yeah, and then like I Spider just said somebody brought up Hypersonic and like the issue with the Super Emeralds, and I was like, that's amazing. Like what? I think even Aaron Webber was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 6. How do you know the Super Emerald? You weren't even alive when that game came out.
I love the hyper characters. They were awesome.
So good.
They were cool. They were cool.
Spider Knuckles says, I think I heard T-Lop say, or somewhere else, that he's singing / rapping in Portuguese and Metallic Madness, but don't quote me. I think, yeah, when I was...
Too late to quote it.
When I was streaming Sonic Mania for the first time, people were actually saying that it is him, like, rapping in Portuguese. Which is actually pretty hype. Viper, just quickly, we'll just see what Viper says. With the internet being as... prevalent as it now, kids have access to the history of their favorite franchises, so it's nice to get questions like that from someone who wouldn't have been around with this information is re-released. That is true.
Yep. I mean, yeah, because saying that, I've grown up. I became a big fan of like Godzilla movies, thanks to the internet and like streaming services. I'm able to go back and watch like dozens of movies that were made before I was even born. So the internet, the internet does some bad stuff, but the internet also can be used for good sometimes.
The bad side of the internet is it's like 10% of the internet. 90% of the internet is
10% of the dark web, basically.
I think you're being slightly naive there, Andy. Thinking only 10% is.
Sorry. Okay. 40%. How's that? 60-40. Are we good? 30-70.
Maybe 20% good, 20% bad, and the rest of the percentage we have no idea even exists.
No. 20% good, 20% bad, 80% me. Oh no, 60% memes.
80?
Sorry.
80%. 20% good, 20% bad, 80% can't count.
Yes.
Hang on. Yes, Andy managed to make 150% of the internet.
Yes, but the rest of that's all memes, so
I'm just going to open the floor right now, Mr. Vanato, because you did the prove that Andy loves Superman 64. Can you please make sure that this is recorded as well to say that he knows about his math class?
No, you don't understand. I just made a new meme. 20%, 20%, 80%. That's a new meme. Get it on there.
It probably will be in about 4 days. It's a new meme, everyone.
And us two will be the ones who have spread it.
There you go. See, I made a meme. So in a way, I can math. I just made the meme. There you go. Win. Gareth, let's talk a little bit quickly about Find a Computer Room and also some of the charities that you done. So how did Find a Computer Room first start out? Was it like when you, like you said, you started it off when playing Sonic Adventure in a way? Or?
Kind of. Growing up, I had a love of Sonic. I played all the games. I would watch all the cartoons. I loved reading STC, Sonic the Comic. Which sidebar I'm hoping IDW will re-release at some point because that'd be amazing. And then I got in secondary school, I got a friend whose online name went by Torch, and originally we were both big fans of this sprite-based comic, which I think was called Power Rings. It used the Sonic Advance sprite style, and I can't remember too many of the strips. I just remember liking them. And so originally, FTCR was just going to be a sprite comic. And somewhere on my hard drive, I had, we made 2. We had scripts for 10, but we made 2. They're embarrassingly bad, and I love them. We'll do something with it at some point. I hope maybe never. But then from that, I was also a big fan of Transformers growing up, which I still am. And back in England, there was a distribution company called Metrodome that released the old G1 cartoon. And along the way, they had enlisted the help of a pretty well-known Transformers fan called Chris McFeely. And they had him record commentaries for some of their box sets, particularly their Takara collection for the Headmasters Victory and Super God Mustafa shows, and when they re-released the Transformers movie. And then of his own free will, he started releasing just random episode commentaries. Unfortunately, he only did 2, but I loved them. He just recorded a commentary talking about the show and how it worked and all that kind of stuff, and put them online. And I thought that was a great idea. Let's do that for the Sonic cartoons. And so after the real first content FTCR did, it was me and Torch talking over Sonic cartoons. So we did like a handful of episodes from Adventures, SatAM, Underground, X, both English and Japanese. We did a commentary for the OVA, which we never released, and I think I have that somewhere as well. And then from that, I started meeting other people from other groups, doing LPs with other YouTube groups like Hellfire Comms and Command and Commentary, and then Brain Scratch. Torch eventually, this is why I'm envious of him. Torch eventually grew up and stopped doing internet like gaming stuff and got a job and moved to Australia, and he's far more successful than I could ever hope to be. But and then after a while we started just doing LPs on our own on the FTCR channel, and then we started just doing terrible videos. The charity stuff we do, FTCR, along with people like Some Call Me Johnny and members of Brain Scratch and a few of our friends, we formed a kind of a kind of charity group called Fund the Charity Room. And I've said this before, but I want to go on record again. I was against having the charity thing be Fund the Charity Room, because I did not want to be part of 2 different groups that have FTCR as their kind of as you could. It gets very awkward when I'm talking to people in both groups, and I'm saying we need to do X thing for FTCR, and then I have to clarify which FTCR I'm talking about. It gets very annoying sometimes. But that started a handful of us. I've been a part of a lot of charity stuff, streams that Hellfire Comms had done. We have the Zelda-thon, Sonic and Nintendo-thon. And then after a while, we wanted just to make our own. And so we did that in 2016. We started one it was just called Fund the Charity Room. It didn't really have a theme, or it didn't really have a theme at all. Like, it was Fund the Charity Room. It worked pretty well, but I think we learned a lot about better ways to do things. And then last year, we had a handful of different events. I think our biggest one was Platformania.
Yes.
Very, very, very proud of Platformania. I think of all of the charity events any of us have been associated with, that was actually the most successful one we've ever done. We raised when the event ended, we had raised over $25,000. But
amazing, fantastic.
But like a week later, I guessed somebody had taken their donation back, because our total went down to under 25 grand. I was like, okay, thanks for that. Thanks for that. But yeah, it wasn't the best. But yeah, and so then we did other things, like I did a blind run of Sonic Forces, Gift Bump, we did a bunch of other things. This year we were originally going to have an event called License to Chill, where we just played, as the name would suggest, we just played licensed games. But it's we had done some planning and things, but this year's been a busy year for a lot of people involved, like say Smoothies. He just successfully kickstarted a documentary for him to cycle around New York, which I believe was the basis. This might be wrong, because I'm not really a Pokemon fan. For Unova, I believe was inspired from New York. So he got a team together and they cycled around New York to kind of show off all of the locations in New York that inspired the game.
I think I remember actually watching his Kickstarter documentary, his little trailer for that, because I was quite fascinated by it. Yeah,
it was funded. He recorded it. It's I believe it should be out at some point this year. And we have people like some people are moving, some people are still in school. I've just been no one told me this, but having a child is very time consuming. I wish someone had told me that. But and so it got to a point about a month
That's what
ago,
sex education was for, wasn't it?
which we don't. Yeah, I didn't have very good sex education. All we learned was putting condoms and bananas. Not like kids need time, not attention. Wish someone told me that. But
No, it's basically, no, I think it was a case of being there for, right, this is how you stop having kids. But what if you don't? Well, what if it doesn't work? Well, you're screwed then, aren't you?
pretty much, thanks, Obama. But and so it kind of became apparent to me slightly that we weren't as far along as I and a few other people thought / wanted us to be. And so I thought, I mean, we technically could have put on License to Chill on, I believe, August 13th is the date it was scheduled to start. But I don't think it would have been as smooth as Platform Mania was. And so I thought it'd be better if we postpone it and do the best event we can, rather than just trying to get something out. So, but we have a few other things planned for this year when Platform Mania would have started, and I am currently checking these weekends in August 11th. August 11th was when it was going to start, and so now in its place, myself, Games Enlisted from FTCR, along with Some Call Me Johnny and X and Shadow Ted from Brain Scratch, we are going to be doing a Sonic Heroes race on that day for Extra Life, I believe, is the charity we're doing that for. It's going to be a Sonic Heroes race, and we're giving it the amazingly original name of Sonic Zeros.
Genius!
I know,
Beautiful.
it's so stupid. It's great, but we're still working out all of the ideas. But I think the basic premise is we're going to start with doing Sonic with Team Sonic Story. And for every X amount of money, I forget if it's going to be 1,000 or 1,500. But for one of them, we will add more stories to play through. I don't think we'll do Last Story because I personally cannot stomach playing the special stages. So I don't think we'll be able to do that.
I can understand that. I can understand that with the final story. I will happily donate money just so you can play Team Chaotix and get the hermit crabs.
Find those stupid crabs!
Oh, God.
Although Team Chaotix gave me one of my favorite out-of-context Sonic lines when Vector the Crocodile is like, press the circle button to slide! I don't know why I find that so hilarious. I just laughed at Vector the Crocodile just screaming, press the circle button to slide. That line was also my sex education.
Yes, it was. It was everyone's sex education if you watched a certain Shorts YouTube series.
Press circle to slide. Press X to back
Oh
up.
my god, I completely forgot about that. Holy crap,
Yeah,
yes!
If you want to get out of tight spaces, press the circle button to slide.
Damn it! I thought I was making an original joke, but I just subconsciously stole from Sonic Paradox.
Yep.
Damn it!
The memory.
His life is ruined.
My life is ruined now.
I was gonna say, actually, I'm not gonna lie. The ending jingle that we play for the shows, I was trying to find that voice clip, but I couldn't find it. However, I found another Vector voice clip, which I found last night, and I couldn't stop laughing at it. So because it's just so freaking weird.
What is it?
You have to listen in to the end of the show to find out.
my two favorite out of context lines, both performed by Jason Griffith, and I got to at the end of the first Fund the Charity Room. Jason Griffith joined us to play Sonic Generations, which may seem random, but originally my goal was to have all three voice actors on. Great. It would have been good. Maybe one day we can revisit it.
That's a dream.
But that is no joke. I would love to get all three of them in a room, possibly with Martin Burke and Jaleel White, and just film something with all of them. I think it would be quite fun. But
that sounds wrong in context. I'd like to get three of them in the same room and record
them for my webcam series. But my two favorite out of context Sonic lines, which I had him. I think we have him say them for us. One of them is from 06. in Sonic's story when you're fighting whatever the final boss of Sonic's, the Egg Wyvern, whatever the stupid name Eggman's ship has.
Wyvern, I think.
Wyvern, that's the one. Sonic has, which they must have known what they were doing with this. Sonic says, "It looks like Eggman's cockpit is located inside the mouth."
I remember that.
And I think I asked him, and he was like, I'm sure we chuckled about it as we were about to record, but whatever. And the other one is from Sonic and the Black Knight. If you go to shadowy forest, whatever. There's a, I forget the name, the level, Shrouded Forest. If you play Shrouded Forest as Sir Lancelot, Shadow the Hedgehog, there's a moment where Shadow just goes, "These butterflies, they're confusing me." It's like out of context. That's like the funniest thing to hear Shadow's voice say. "The butterflies, they're confusing me."
You could just picture that then, Shadow. Yeah, saying it in Shadow's voice. My God, these butterflies are confusing.
You know what, Jason Griffith?
Maybe he's never seen butterflies before. So, there's butterflies. I'm confused.
It wasn't me, I tell you. It was the butterfly. The butterfly.
See now with the butterflies. You know that meme that's going on now with that anime image of the guy with the glasses looking at a butterfly with his hand.
Is this a butterfly?
Yeah. What is this?
Is this a butterfly? It's confusing me.
Is this?
I could just picture that now. Damn it.
Someone's going to make that as a meme now.
Indeed. Also, hello, Gondor, who has just jumped into the chat. Tally ho to you. Hope you're well. Hope you're well and good. So, yeah, as I say, with you, just quickly with Charity, I watched Platformania. That was one of the... I made to watch it as much as I could, and it was
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. I'm really happy I can contribute to it. And you've got to that much, I was like... Because I saw, like, what was it, 10,000 originally?
Yeah, our original goal was 10Ks. I think in the year before, our original goal was a bit higher, and we didn't reach it. So we wanted to start with a more attainable goal, and by like day 3, we had reached it, which again, very humbling. So we kept on adding all of these different goals, and we just kept breaking them all. And it was again very, very happy and very proud of everyone who helped us do that. It was one of the most rewarding things I've done in my life. It's very low. I mean, raising the money for charity. It was just fun as well. I mean, like, obviously, very happy to raise all that money for charity, but I just got to for 9 days just hang out with some of my closest friends, talking shit about video games. Like, it was just so much fun.
Indeed, that's always the main thing, is like having fun, like doing like with your friends, and also doing it for a good cause is just makes it even better as well.
The icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, pretty
much, yeah.
So thank you very much, Gareth, for that. Thank you very much for talking a bit about yourself and talking about find the computer room and stuff. And by the way, guys, we'll post up the links as well in the chat for Find the Computer Room, the website, social media as well.
What website?
Does FTCR still have a website? Or
no? That's a sore subject, man. I mean, people I've tried so many times to get that stupid thing online.
It's too soon.
Too soon. It's been almost over 10 years, and it's just like, you know what? I'm done. Nope, I'm good. No website.
Well,
no website.
We'll post up the social media links. Twitter. I know you have Tumblr as well. Because do you even use Tumblr still?
No, I don't think we have a Tumblr.
Yeah, you do. I double checked and I followed it.
We do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think Mykonos fan made that. I don't think we've used that thing in years, but maybe do we? I will say, like, I don't do everything for FTCR for our social media, but I have never made a Tumblr account, so I'm not sure if you know what, a funny story that you might, this is something that you might like. So I think it was the website might have been Blogspot. There was some blogging website where I think Andy, our mutual friend Adam Tuff, T-Bird.
Oh yes.
A lot of his Twitter account is at Team Chaotix.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he made like I think it was like a blog spot or whatever, he took the username Find the Computer Room.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, because I had no interest in using that site ever. But I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna take my username. That's fine. So I made one to spite him. I made one with the username Team Chaotic. It's like, see how you like it. I'll take your name.
And that's how, you know, the friendship blossomed.
Adam Tapp is I love that guy. He's such a nice guy.
He's an absolute legend. I love that man.
Absolute gem.
Need to try and catch up with him again at some point. And grab a beer when I fly out. All that stuff. All right, guys. So Gondor says I just read all the info. It says that he's living in Canada. Yes, I live in Canada now. I'm British, but I escaped.
But you left us behind.
Anyway.
Not even sorry.
Not even hashtag. Not even sorry. Shall we crack on? Shall we crack on with the topics?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so the first topic, I think it's going to be a short topic, maybe. So we'll try and get this one done pretty quick because I say we have gone a little bit over, but that's all cool.
I told you, Andy. I told you this would happen.
No,
We've enjoyed every bit of you talking.
Yeah,
Darren. Not so much
exactly.
that
We appreciate that, and thank you so much for talking a little bit about yourself, Gareth, and talking about Fun Computer Room. It was great.
Oh, of course, thank you.
So let's get on with the first topic. So it's going to be my topic first, followed by we got the front of games, then James's topic, and then we're going straight on with Gareth's topic. And then we also have the songs as well. First batch of songs is going to be from me. Second batch of songs from James. Third batch of song from Gareth. The first topic we're going to be talking about is memorable video game moments with family. So, you know, as being a kid, having your first console, maybe acting out, maybe as the Nintendo kid, freaking out when you got yourself your first Nintendo 64, or your Super Nintendo, or your PlayStation, or and whatever your first console was as a kid. You know, you most probably would have played with your parents, with your grandparents, with your cousins, with any family members. So the question is like, do you have any like fond memory, like fond moments with playing with any members of your family? James, let's kick it up with you, sir. Did you have any fond moments with playing video games with family?
I had a lot of fond memories. In fact, there was two of them in particular, were both on the Nintendo Wii. The first one was, I don't know what it is, but my family seems to be obsessed with Mario Kart Wii. I don't know why, but of all the games I thought that my family would probably get into, Mario Kart was probably not one of them, but it seems like every so often we used to have a family game night around each other's houses. And it would be me, my family, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, etc. And we'd just sit in front of the computer and watch playing Mario Kart Wii all the time. I remember one particular one was my uncle, who basically always had to go at everyone, was kicking everybody's butt on Mario Kart. And he proclaimed him to be the greatest. So I said, all right, let's do this. You and me, one-on-one. Three races each. Let's see who really is the best. And I took him down so badly, it was untrue. And it was just amazing feeling because he was just there going. I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone rage quit as well, which is even better. It's even better when your uncle walks out of the room because you just beaten him so much. Hey, come back! I'm not finished. Look, I'll go in the opposite direction.
Look, I'm going the wrong way. Look, I'll give you the opportunity.
I did that at one point. I really pissed him off because I was near the end, so I stopped. And he went, why aren't you crossing the finish line? I was like, hang on. So what I did is I reversed, turned the car around, waited for him to get in line, and just reversed my car through the finishing line.
Oh my god.
And it was so good. He got really pissed off, and my god, it was funny. And the other memory I do have was not me winning, actually. Was my nephew and nieces decided to play Wii Sports for the very first time. And I basically explained the controls to them, telling them what to do, what not to do. And we decided to play our first one, which was Wii Sports Bowling.
Ooh.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty good at bowling. I think I was quite one of the best at the time. And I got absolutely humiliated by all three of the kids. We all played together. And I think my nephew won with about 264 points.
Wow.
My nieces had 200 and 100 and about 230 each. And what did I have? 100. Couldn't even get. I just got past the 100 mark in my bowling. And my kids, and the kids are just there going, "Did we win?" I was like, "Yep, you won."
And it was at that point when he, the fond memory of him beating his uncle at Mario Kart and his uncle stormed out. It was at that moment Uncle James stormed out of the room after getting beaten.
I didn't storm out of the room. I needed the drink. I did not storm out.
Okay, I'm sure you did. Come on, be honest. You did storm out.
I did not storm out.
Okay.
No matter what anybody says.
Okay, fair enough. Fair news. By the way, guys, say quickly, if you have any fond memories of playing video games with family as well, you can just let us know, and we're here to all talk about these topics. So feel free to let us know what your fond memories are as well. Gareth, do you have any fond memories of playing video games with family members?
Kind of. I mean, like my parents are not really gamers. Was one time my dad brought home back when I had the PlayStation 1, and my father had borrowed a bunch of games from like a co-worker, and I was starting to play the original Resident Evil, the first, and so I'd played it before, but at that point that game was that was the height of scary games. So again, you go back and play it now, it's pathetically laughable. There's a moment where I'm walking around like the big empty mansion, and out of nowhere, my father just kind of like does a jump scare on me and just scares the crap out of me, which wasn't good at the time, but it kind of like I have fond memories of my cousin had Kirby's Fun Pack or Superstar to the American listeners, and so I have a lot of fun memories of playing Superstar 2-player with him. My brother was a sore loser and not very good at games, and so he would do things. He would force handicaps on me to play. So when we would play like the N64 South Park first-person shooter, in the multiplayer, he would always make me be an adult character, and he would be a kid. So it would be easier for him to hit me and harder for me to hit him. There was one point on a Christmas Eve, to make the time go by, we did a 99 stock match of the original Smash Brothers.
Oh my god.
But it got to a point where, and I forget exactly, but after like 40-ish minutes, my lives were in the 80s and his were in like the 40s.
Oh god.
And he was just like, okay, we can stop. My brother always had a thing with specifically the first Smash Brothers. If ever, because he had the N64 first, so we would play in his room, and more often than not, I would beat him, or I would technically, I would kind of win, because as soon as his last stock was about to go off the screen and explode, he would exit the game, so it said no contest. And so he didn't technically win, and then he'd tell me to get out of his room. But the best memory I can think of was my wife hustled the shit out of me. Well, we went to there was a place in Columbus that used to be called Garage Bar, and they would have N64s. And one day we went there, and they had GoldenEye was the game they had playing. So we're playing GoldenEye, which I had played growing up with my brother. Like I liked it. I'm not the biggest first-person shooter fan, but I think like most gamers have, I have respect for GoldenEye as a game. It is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
And so we're doing a standard 10 stock match, and I kill her 9 times, and I will put my hands up, and I will admit I am an insufferably bad winner. Like I am just like, you suck, you worst person who ever lived. I am such a jerk. Like I get cocky as shit when I'm playing video games, and I was getting cocky with her. And
Does that sound familiar, Andy?
but so she has 1 life left. I have 10. She won that match.
Oh damn.
She was hustling me. Because like growing up, Carrie, she didn't have many games. She would basically get 1 game a year. And I think one year she got GoldenEye, and so she's not a great gamer generally, but the game she grew up with, like GoldenEye and Diddy Kong Racing, she's the best player of those games I've ever met. Like I don't even bother playing Diddy Kong Racing with her because I know she'll destroy me. There was no point us playing because you're gonna win, and she hustled me, and that's why I took my game home when I left. Like, nope, not playing good. Not playing good now with you. I'm just saying she cheated. All right, there's no way she could have done it. All right, I had 10 lives, she had 1. She cheated.
I could just picture it now. If she beat you, did she give you the DX suck it like pose? Suck it. How did she do the victory? Great.
She kind of just did a mic drop of the N64 controller and walked away. And as she was walking away, I just screamed, "I want a divorce!"
Oh, dear. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
That's
How about you,
brilliant.
man?
I'm just going to say quick, Viper says Mario Kart Wii was and it still is my answer to this question. He also says 99 Stockholm Brawl practically annually is also a good family gaming memory. I've got better over the years, but me being trashy back then are some of my favourite memories. Yes, I mean, it's like playing games with your family as with kids is like, because at any time when you level up, as so to say, or grow up, you get better. Playing games with your family, I say you get some fond memories. And then Edge says she went ham. Goodness. So I've got a couple. One's with family. One's actually with friends. I think Sean, James.
Oh yes,
You remember this one. So we're gonna go first with my family. So when I was I think it was 7. Yeah, I think I got the N64. There were 2 games that I got given him. First game was Extreme G. That was the first Nintendo 64 game that I played, and I played it for 2 hours at my grand's place. It was a Christmas with me, my granddad, and my dad. And I'm like, oh my god, N64, like freaking out. Put in Extreme G, playing 2 hours of it, just learning the game, seeing what you have to do and everything, and it's like, great. This is amazing. I love it. I think it was like a good couple of few hours. After that, my gran comes over and says, oh, what you doing? You playing on your new console? I'm like, yeah. So she's like, do you mind if I play? Because I got 2 controllers. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I hooked it up, gave her the controller. I'm thinking to myself, I know exactly what I'm doing. I've got this down to a T. I'm going to win. She thrashed me. The first ever multiplayer game in my lifetime, and was with my gran, and she totally destroyed me.
It's worse that you prepared for this and she didn't.
I know, because I was so cocky as a kid. I was just like, I know I'm gonna do this and this and this and this and this. Doing that at all because you have like a shield with your bike in Extreme G, and if your shield goes all the way to 0, then you explode and you lose. And I kept hitting the bloody walls. I keep doing that. Here's my gran, like she's just leisurely driving in her bike, just doing like all these, and she picks up items. She's like, oh, how does this work? Presses like the fire button and it's like shooting me with rockets and everything that she uses gets me, and I'm like, what the hell? And we get to the final lap, and I think what happened is like I got to the final corner of the race. She was in second, and she used a homing missile, destroyed me, and took first place. And I was just like,
At that point, Andy was hit by his first shell.
yeah. And then she just looked and she's like, oh, did I win? And I went, yep, you won, Grad. She's like, oh, that's lovely. Ah, that was fun. Put down the controller, went over to make a cup of tea. I'm just like, it's my child self just like, what the heck just happened?
I do think she must have gone, oh, thank you very much, dearie, and then walked off going, scrub.
Yeah, she probably did that. She probably just went, amateur. She probably went to like.
Went to your dad and just went, why are you raising a noob? Let's sort this out.
She probably went to like Game or Toys R Us on her spare time and just started practicing with Extreme G because she knew that was the game I was gonna get. She just wanted to just to thrash me, and the other memory I'd have as well was like. There's me and one of James's other friends, Sean. He had a family gathering, and we all play, and he invited me and James as well, and we all played on the Wii. We played Wii Sports, and the one game we played was the boxing game. So, and we did like whoever wins stays on the game. So, I got on. I faced my friend Sean. And I beat him, and I'm like, yes. Sean, his sister comes in, beat her. His dad comes in, beat him. James comes in, beat him. Sean's mum comes in, beat her. And I'm like, who else wants some? Who else? And all of a sudden, here comes Sean's gran. She's like, I'll have a go. And I'm trying my best to, knock her out. She knocks me out, like, completely. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then it's funny because I think I remember what she did. I think when she beat me, she actually put her hands in the air and then just looked at me and went, boom. Yeah, and I'm just like, I just got owned by my friend's gran. What the hell?
So the moral of the story when it comes to Andy is if you're at least over the age of 18, you've got a good chance of kicking his butt in whatever game.
Yeah, in any video game. So yes, those are my memories. Getting beat by my gran and also my friend's gran in video games. Just the elderly can really kick your butt at games. I'm just saying.
So if you get older and you play video games, is that technically going to make you immortal at video games?
I hope so. beat all the young'uns. Just thrash them at a game and then say, "Get off my lawn." Pretty much. Ed says, so what you're saying, British man, is old people are better than you. Yes, pretty much. Andy hates pensioners. Confirmed. No, don't say that, Piper. Don't say that. Goodness gracious. So yeah, that's my memories. As say, thank you to Gareth, thank you to James for giving your fond memories of talking about family as well. I think we're going to jump into some music. I think that's a good idea, and then we are going to go in with the Throne of Games.
Yay!
The hype.
Yes.
The hype on that. So let me just get the songs ready to go. We've got the first song ready. Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna do the first song music batch from me, then from James, and then from Gareth. So yeah, as I say, thanks so much for tuning in to the show. Whether you listen to this live on the podcast, as I say, this is the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
Andy James.
And we have Gareth from Fun Computer Room here as well. And to kick things off right now, from Ollie King, this is Let It Go.
Non-stop, yo, you wanna rock, yo, give me what I got, yo, you wanna rock, yo, non-stop, yo, you wanna rock, yo, then here we go, yo, you wanna rock, yo, non-stop, then here we go, yo, I'll give you what I got, yo. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Well, it's the lyrical paragraphs, your tracks make me laugh. You front of the microphone, you didn't pass math. And science, the main ingredient to beat the finest of the fittest. You did it and yo, I ain't with it. You fail, broke the rest, wanna remain the top 10. Stop looking, listen, give props to the light skin. Knowledge is the key to be the best of a black man.
Tally Ho Show with Andy and James. Unofficially, the favorite podcast of the Queen's Corgis. She plays the show for them when she's away on important visits.
And so, the journey continues. Step forth, brave warrior, for you must fight to take the ultimate title this universe has ever known. King or Queen of the Throne of Games. And welcome back, everyone, to the Tally Ho Show. So hopefully you enjoyed those songs that were being played. What we had on was from Super Smash Bros. That was Peach's Castle theme. And then from Ollie King, that was Let It Go. So now it is time for the Throne of Games, the live segment where you guys get to take part in picking which character you like to see be on the throne. If you want to see our current king on the throne, or if you want to see a new competitor take the throne this time. So what happens is this is pretty simple. In case you're wondering to yourself, what the heck am I supposed to do? Throne of Games is pretty much where we get two characters from the gaming universe, and they have a good old fisticuffs, so to say, to try and take over the throne and have the title of King/Queen of the Throne of Games. Gareth is our competitor. He has his gaming character, and James has his character, who is the current king, which is Fox McCloud. So what's going to be happening is Gareth will be going first. He'll be talking about his character, talking about all the pros and why they should be be on the throne and should stay on the throne until the end of the season. At any point at the end of talking about the pros of the character, James can then jump in and start talking about the cons. And then it's a case of pretty much like a Phoenix Wright situation where Gareth would have to defend his character as to why he is better than Fox. And vice versa. James then goes on, talks about how great Fox is, and then at the end, Gareth will then be able to then start bashing Fox and why he shouldn't be the king anymore. And then again, it's the Phoenix Wright situation. At the end of the segment, we will then, Gareth and James will then have 1 minute to talk about their characters, to try and sweeten the deal, so to say, with you guys, to vote for to either the competitor or Fox. Once that 1 minute is up and they are done, the poll will be open, and that will be open until the end of the show. And whichever character has the most votes will either be still the current king or the new king/queen of the Throne of Games. So I'm not taking part in this. I'm taking a break, so I have my popcorn at the ready. I'm all set. So we're going to kick things off first with Gareth. Who is your video game character? Who is your competitor for the Throne of Games for this episode?
There's the one, the only rightful true king of the Throne of Games. I am, of course, referring to Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is, even from a young age, Diddy Kong has always been one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna start right off the bat and just name three reasons why he is in every way, shape, and form better than Fox McCloud.
Do tell.
1, he's got a jetpack. 2, he's got guns which are just pieces of wood that fire peanuts, which is not scientifically possible, but Diddy Kong makes it happen. And 3, he cartwheels real good. But no, seriously speaking, I think Diddy Kong is actually one of the best platforming characters. I think the way he controls his movesets, he's one of my favorite characters to play. I love the fact that in Diddy Kong 2, it's he takes center stage. I think Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest is the pinnacle of that trilogy. I think it is one of the best platformers on the Super Nintendo and one of the best platformers I've ever played. Yes, it does have a slight difficulty issue, but aside from that, I think everything about that game, just the platforming, the fact that it more so than the other two games, because it's I just think in the way the fact that Diddy Kong values agility and speed over brute strength, the way, say, a Donkey or a Kiddy Kong does, makes him a much more fun character, because it's at a certain extent it's a bit more challenging, because you can't just plow through enemies. Also, Fox McCloud, he may be able to have like a land speeder and a tank, but can he fly, a car, a plane, and a hovercraft? I don't think so. I think Diddy, and also I think one of the real. I was going to save this for later, but I think I might bury the lead now. I think one of the biggest reasons why Diddy deserves this is because of his cultural significance to the gaming landscape as a whole. And I'm going to say something which I don't think my other debater can ignore, because it affects him as well. If you look at the roster of Smash Brothers, every single character comes from Japan, with the exception of one. My homeboy Diddy, who comes from our home, the UK. Without Diddy, Smash is just all Japan. Diddy Kong broke through the cultural barrier that is the land of the rising sun, to bring one of the most beloved characters to Smash. And a lot of people, Diddy was slightly nerfed, but I think Fox is just annoyed because Fox used to be the most overpowered broken character, and now Diddy just destroys Fox in Smash. So I will close my opening statement with just saying that in every way, shape, and form, Diddy Kong is a better character, because at the end of levels, he puts his hat back and he gets a giant jukebox out of nowhere and just starts doing hip-hop dancing. And Fox McCloud can't do that. Also, Fox McCloud smells.
Edge also says, and 4, he has a kick-ass guitar.
He does have a kick-ass. He can make, Diddy Kong will make you smile when he plays his tune. But Fox McCloud beware, cause he's after you.
Oh, snap. Okay, James, over to you. What do you think? I mean, do you have anything cons about Diddy Kong to say?
Right, let's start this off, shall we? Firstly, what do you mean guns? He's got guns. What the hell are you talking about? Has he just decided that?
and he cut off.
See, there you go. See, even his internet knew what he was talking was pure crap, so it cut him off.
Oh, that's beautiful. First of all, what about his guns? You know that. You know
A fantastic thing about it.
James, you broke up there, mate. You said you said what about his guns? You know, blank, and then you went. Spider Knife says denied. Diddy Kong wins.
I think he left the debate. I should win by default. He left. He left.
Wow. Damn. Okay.
I'm
James.
still here. Don't you worry about that. I'm here.
So
For my guy, Fox McCloud.
what was it about?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. Yeah, fair enough. I used the gun straight away, but let's face it. That's the obvious choice to go for. Straight in there. That's just easy to take. Now, why would you even think about putting guns? And for the second thing as well, you've based Diddy Kong on his agility and his speed. You might as well just make him a Sega character. With the audio man that you're going on about his agility and speed. About your cultural references, fair enough. I'll understand with the UK, and to be honest, I can't fault you for that because I think that is a pretty decent thing. However, Fox McCloud has been here since day one, and only Diddy Kong has just recently joined the Super Smash Bros., which means even back at the beginning, he wasn't classified as good enough to be part of Super Smash Bros., which, to be fair, it makes a lot of sense. And hip-hop dancer, it just seems like he's sort of person that wouldn't take himself seriously. Fair enough, he might be fun, but in the end, when it comes to a great game, you've got to make sure your character wants to do the best that he can and to do everything possible. But for Diddy Kong, just hip-hop and dancing? Nah, that doesn't do it for me at all, I'm afraid. And also a case of one major thing as well. It's just, for me, he seems like he is the cat character of the Donkey Kong franchise.
What? That's obviously Lanky Kong, you fool. Lanky Kong's the meme character.
What do you have to say to that, James?
Sorry, I think I'm halfway through. That's very annoying. Sorry.
Again, even your internet knows what your half of this debate is flawed. Even your internet doesn't want you to win.
The internet definitely wants me to win. I'm sure lots of people in the group chat will want Fox McCloud to win again. I don't want to prove that point, but still.
Is it my turn to go on to destroy his comments now and talk about how bad Fox is?
Not yet. James, do you have anything else to say about Diddy Kong, or are you good?
I don't understand why Diddy Kong's out, if I'm honest. It just seems like he's only had one major game where he was a main character back in 1997, and ended up with two of those people getting their own standalone games, but still nothing for Diddy. He still only had one game where he is actually named as the main character. And let's face it, your racing game was overtaken by Crash Team Racing 2 years later. Everyone remembers Crash Team Racing. Not many people will remember Diddy Kong Racing.
Are you high? Everyone remembers Diddy Kong Racing.
Well, I think I'm high in this house, but yeah.
Everyone remembers Diddy Kong Racing.
I remember Diddy Kong Racing.
I don't remember it.
Wow, okay.
Well then, you know what? I'll bring it up because it is. You know, you say nobody remembers Diddy Kong Racing. If the rumored upcoming Star Fox Grand Prix is gonna be real, everyone involved, everyone who's leaking it says that it was inspired by Diddy Kong Racing. So clearly Fox McCloud himself knows Diddy Kong Racing and knows how good of a racing game it is and is trying to emulate it. So, fact denied. You are fake news. But I would just say, to go on a few things, like you talk about, you know, Diddy only having a handful of games where it's him. He's the main character. True, but I mean, in context of Star Fox, if we're gonna get technical, you're really just controlling the ship. It could be anyone in those R-Wings. It could be anyone in those Landmasters. The fact that yes, Fox as a character, I'm not gonna trash talk Fox because I do
Not
like
yet,
him.
anyway.
I do like him as a Nintendo character, but the fact that it is Fox in an island doesn't mean anything. You could put the main character could be Slippy, and those games would still play exactly as they are. You can't replace Diddy Kong with a different Kong, as it would change the fundamental way that game is played. Not so much.
You
with
got
Star
Donkey
Fox.
Kong. Replace with Donkey Kong.
Well, but thank you for proving my point. Donkey Kong does not play like Diddy does. All of the playable Kongs play differently. Donkey plays different from Diddy. Diddy plays different from Dixie. Dixie plays different from Kitty. And if you want to get into DK64, every Kong plays differently. And again, Diddy is normally my go-to character for DK64 because I just like his moveset and his weaponry. If we're gonna get into games, I think everyone involved. The thing about Star Fox as a franchise is just that Star Fox has one really good game that they keep on repeating because they have no idea what to do with that franchise. You had Star Wing, to us, we grew up with Star Wing. Obviously, it's called Star Fox in America, and then there was the magnum opus that we all know as of course, Lilac Wars, Star Fox 64. And then from that game, when they aren't doing terrible Zelda ripoffs, and we'll get the Star Fox Adventures, you ain't getting off that easy. Pretty much most of the games, whether it's either a literal remake or it's just trying to remake Star Fox 64. And it's just, think of, they tried something new with Star Fox Zero, and we all know how well that went.
Wow.
But and again, you wanna bring up guns with Diddy Kong. How come in Star Fox Adventure, the first after the terrible opening R-Wing section, when Fox gets on the opening planet and he's speaking with General Pepper, how come he just very whinily asks why he couldn't bring his blaster? That's another thing against Fox. As soon as they gave him, from Star Fox Adventures onwards, he has the whiniest voice. Why couldn't they bring my blaster? I just want to kill him. He's so annoying.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get into more of the cons of Fox McCloud in just a little bit. We'll get James straight in to talk about the pros, and then we'll continue on from there. Viper says, doesn't Fox have a hint of Britain in him, considering the first few games were developed in the UK? Well, that's interesting.
Well, no, but he is a first-party Nintendo character, which he is. So I mean, yes, there is an element of that, but I mean, if you
just prove my point there.
Well, no, let me finish. Good, but if you want,
your cultural thing that is the UK has just been blasted out of the water, then surely. If Fox has a bit of Britain in him.
Well, yeah, but if you wanna take that route, then you could say Sonic is just as American as he is Japanese, because most of his early games were made in America.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about Sonic, though, are we? It's all about the Fox.
Okay, so
unfortunately, yes.
Let's talk about the pros of Fox. Let's go with you, James, and then Gareth. After he's done, you can just go straight back with the bashing. So, James,
it's going to be a short segment because there's not many pros to him.
Go on ahead, James. Talk about the pros of Fox McCloud.
So, what is the best thing about Fox McCloud? Well, personally, his games have been brilliant for most of them as well. He has been a natural leader he has been a natural leader of the team that he raises. He's well respected around the university he is in. He can also pilot a variety of vessels, not just the Arkwing. He's also been known to be a diplomat, which in these times of need, a diplomat is always a good thing to have on your side. Unlike Diddy Kong, he has been in all 5 of the Super Smash Bros. Games at all, starting right from the beginning. He's even going to be in the next one, so Nintendo praise him and wants him more than say, Diddy Kong, who's only been in for maybe 1 or 2 of them. I may have recently said in the past about he needs a new spin-off. Finally, we are getting one. It may be a Grand Prix Star Fox game, but it is still a Star Fox game. He is finally coming back onto the consoles, which I am really looking forward to it as well. And let's face it, with the fact that he must be a crowd favorite. He has been our king of the throne of games for as long as I can remember. We used to have Sonic as the main person, and now Fox McCloud is coming, and he's just knocking everyone out of the water. In particular, on our last show, especially, I'm pretty sure that was a record for the amount of gap between second place and Fox McCloud, which just shows even years and years and years in the future, he is still a fan favorite to all of those who have played him or even not played him. Everybody remembers Fox McCloud, and that is why I think he needs to continue his reign of glory and to stay on as our king of the throne of game.
There you go. Very good, James. Gareth, do you have any more things to say?
If so many people know who he is, why do so many people assume his name is Star Fox? If he's so well known, the average person doesn't even know his name is Fox McCloud. They think his name is Star Fox, which led to that amazingly well made fan animation. My name is not Star Fox. I forget the exact name. I think it was called My Name Is Not Star Fox. But if he's so well known, people can't even keep his name straight. And it's you want to say Fox is a diplomat. We don't see that in the games. All we see him is he flies. He's a mercenary. Flies in and he blows stuff up. Diddy Kong is a hero. Diddy Kong is a hero who gets things done with literally nothing but his skills and his wits. Fox has to rely on giant spaceships and tanks and all that things, with the exception of some of the stages in Star Fox. I think is the one where you have some on-foot sections, but nobody liked that game. Again, if you.
Hello.
Sorry about that. If you look,
even your instance now gone down as well. It proves that they even want Star Fox to win this. Definitely.
Well, no, because the internet only drops down when someone's talking about Fox, which helps prove my point that no one likes Fox. So, if you look at,
and yet it didn't break down when I was, did it? So
it did the first time. Checkmate. So if you look at the Star Fox franchise. The best games in that franchise, it's like Star Fox 64, and then a lot of the other games don't even come close to being as good as Star Fox. Fox McCloud's best game was 20 years ago. He is far past his prime. And
Diddy Kong's best game was 21 years ago.
That leads into my next point. I will concede. Fox is the star of his franchise. I'll give him that. Diddy Kong has been in a handful of games like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, one of the most beloved platformers or Nintendo games in the past good chunk of time. When was the last time, if we remove Smash Brothers from the equation, when was the last time Fox was in a game everyone loved? Star Fox 64, 20 years ago. He's past his prime, and also let's never forget, right? Diddy Kong, there has never been a Donkey Kong game where one of the endings you can have has Diddy Kong running away crying because his girlfriend left him. Fox McCloud is a wimp.
He's not a wimp. He's emotional. He's attached to his feelings. Unlike Diddy Kong, we can barely understand the language that he speaks. At least with Fox McCloud, you can sort of relate yourself to him.
No. Also, if you wanna go back and in Smash Brothers Brawl, the Subspace Emissary, when Diddy comes into contact with Falco and Fox, he's the one who takes charge. He's the one who drags them where they need to go. Diddy Kong progresses the plot in Subspace Emissary far more than Fox or Falco does. He is a better hero than Fox is.
Fox makes a hell of a better entrance, though.
If your character was Falco, I might concede, because Falco is far better. Because the biggest issue with Fox is he's not even the best character in his own team. Falco is. Falco is clearly the best member of Star Fox, without question.
Donkey Kong is the best person in your franchise.
No. I honestly think if you were to run a poll on who is the best Star Fox member and who is the best DK member, I would be shocked if Falco wasn't number 1. Likewise, I'd be surprised if Diddy wasn't number 1 in DK.
Diddy, even if those polls didn't show up correctly, I'm guaranteed Diddy lower list than Fox McCloud would be list.
Again, I would. You know what? I might take that bet. I would take that bet because I think Diddy, he's been in more games. He's been in more better received games. And again, you actually, when you play a Donkey Kong game, you are controlling Diddy. When you play a Star Fox game, you are taking control of the ships, not so much Fox. Fox, you could replace Fox with a toaster. Those games would still work. You can't replace.
I haven't heard anyone who turns around and, let's play that game because good to play is Diddy.
Everyone says that. Everyone with a brain says that. You can't replace Diddy Kong with a toaster and have those games work. You can with Fox.
No, you're right. A toaster would be a lot more better than Diddy Kong.
Oh,
if you think a toaster can take on the Kremlin army, you're insane.
things might get a little toasty with that, maybe.
Oh god, Andy, come on!
And on that bad pun, we're cutting it there. There you go. Mr. Bernardo says Fox is a real man, showing that emotional side. Diddy Kong just throws a tantrum when he has no bananas, and then he goes.
Thank you, Mr. Bernardo. That's why I love you.
Star Fox Adventures. Well, it's. I mean, I like Star Fox Adventures, but some people like. You can't
defend Star Fox Adventures. Like Star Fox, there is no game in the Donkey Kong franchise that features Diddy, which is as a break from the norm, and as there is no Donkey Kong game that featuring Diddy that doesn't feel like a Donkey Kong game. Star Fox Adventures is not a Star Fox game. It is a bad Zelda clone that Fox was forced into.
Because it was originally going to be a different game on the N64, and then it got changed. Yeah, that's it, and then got pushed over to Star Fox Adventures from Mr. Miyamoto. But right now, guys, you've heard what Gareth says about Diddy Kong. You've heard what James says about Fox. Now it's time for them to try and sweeten the deal with you. So we're going to give both guys 1 minute to talk a little bit more about their character. After that minute, the poll will be open and you guys will be able to vote. So, Gareth, your 1 minute to talk about Diddy Kong and why he should be the new king of the front of games starts now.
I think when it comes to Diddy Kong, as I said, he's a true hero. He has overcome obstacles far greater than you would assume he could. He's a character who gets by on his wits and his pure skill and talent, whereas Fox has to use guns and machines and R-wings. And also, just really, Diddy Kong has the DK rap. Fox doesn't have anything close to that. Fox has Sleepy Toad. No one likes Sleepy Toad. Diddy Kong has DK. Everyone loves DK. And just to bring it out again, Donkey Kong Country 2, one of the best. But I mean, fuck. Diddy Kong is every game featuring him has come out and has had great critical acclaim. Fox had a game of his kept behind bars for over 20 years because even Nintendo knows no one likes foxes. Everyone loves monkeys and chimpanzees.
And that's
Thank you.
Good one there, sir. Good one there. Okay, James. So you've heard what Gav said about Diddy Kong. Now you got to talk about Fox. Your 1 minute starts now.
When it comes to Fox, there is no better person at Nintendo apart from Mario and Link who could surely step up to the range to be our king of the further games. You look up to him not only just as a character, but as a person that you would like to get behind. He's a brilliant character, and he's going to live longer than any of us will easily. So if he may be the bad character, yes, but every single game has got one of those, which I think Diddy Kong must be his of his own game. It says Green Piper says Fox has the pressures for a girlfriend leaving, but then again, you would be upset if your girlfriend left you. Everyone's had that sort of thing. He's more relatable. He's brilliant. He is the best person ever. He should continue his reign on the throne of games, and I will be surprised if he loses. But he is a natural leader of his team, and therefore he is a natural selection to be our king. And with the new game coming out, it's just going to be one fantastic, amazing Ultra game. And that is all I've got to say to him. So vote Fox McCloud to continue as your king of the throne of games.
And that's time. There you go. So there you go, guys. You've heard both info for Diddy Kong and info for. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to do that. Info for Diddy Kong and info for Fox. So that means one thing and one thing only. What the hell did I just click? I have no idea. Get out of that on the chat. The poll is now open, guys. So click on that, and vote away. We won't be looking at the poll. It is only at the end of the show we will then check it, and whoever has the most votes will be crowned either our current king of the Throne of Games or a new king of the Throne of Games. So it is up to you guys. You have the power. You have the power. It's, Gareth and James have done their bit, so now it's up to you. And Mr. Bernardo says Fox has an advantage. He didn't star in that Donkey Kong Country cartoon. But you have to understand, Ein, that the cartoon's not that great, but it has some cracking memes.
Exactly.
There you go. It has some.
And again, as Green Viper Exis says, Fox has depression when his furry girlfriend leaves him. Chris Fox. That's something I should have said. You can tell a lot by a man by the woman who helps him. Fox has Crystal, a character nobody likes. Diddy has Dixie, a character everyone likes. Hashtag mic drop. I should have said that in the thing, and I didn't. Damn it, my best point. I didn't make it. Crap.
Oh, dude, come on.
Can't do it now. Also,
that should have been your first point.
Also, I am going to say that Crystal's my favourite female video game character.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, Andy's on my side. You heard it.
No. I'm on both sides. All right.
Andy, you sicken me. No.
I'm sorry. She's just badass in adventures. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to leave it at that. So there you go, guys. There's the voting poll. We'll post it up again as the show progresses. But yeah, vote if you want to have Diddy Kong as the new king of the Throne of Games or Fox McCloud as the current king of the Throne of Games. And now I think it's time for us to have a bit of a breather. Let's make ourselves a cuppa. We'll play some music and then we'll get on with our second topic. So James, what do we have in store for your music batch?
I thoroughly enjoy. One of them is from a Nintendo game, and the other one is to be one that's going to lead on to the next topic. So I hope you enjoy them both. So to start off things, we're going back to Hyrule, to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and we're going to start off with the final battle of Demise. And you are listening in to the Tally Ho Show with me, James.
And me, Andy.
And our special guest, Gareth from By the Computer Room. So sit back, relax, get your cuppa down here, and enjoy these fantastic tunes.
Diddy Kong rules.
Fox rules. Hi, and welcome back to the Tally Ho Show with Anya and James with special guest Gareth from Find the Computer Room. So, what is the songs we just had there were from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Got it almost gone the wrong way then. It's Final Demise, and of course it was the legendary song, the Pizza Mini Mission from Spider-Man 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had a lot of people coming into here asking who's done this, how dare you. But let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not dance to this song, then you're just lying to us, and we can't stand liars here. Come on, guys, let's be honest. Did you guys dance to this song as well? Even just a little bit.
See, Pikachu liked it. She actually said, finally, a song that I can support.
I'm hearing a no from you guys. I'm taking that as a yes. Anyway, we are going into our next topic, which is actually going to be my topic. And you're probably wondering why I decided to put that as our next topic. It's nothing to do with pizza, because we all know my favorite, and I love pizza, and everyone loves pizza.
It's not about pizza,
Yep.
Right? I'm ending the show. It's over.
Yep, sorry.
Peaches doing the reason why I came.
Thanks, James. Pizza was the reason I'm doing this show.
Oh, I was with Domino's. I did it last night.
Damn you.
Okay. So, the way we've gone about it was, we remember that Spider-Man 2 was based, of course, of the film Spider-Man 2. So, it got me thinking then, if you had the choice, what movies or movie collection would you like to be seen turned into a video game franchise, and what exactly type of game would you look for? So, as Gareth, as you are guest for today, I'm opening the floor to you, buddy. So, is there any particular movie or movie collection that you would love to see be turned into a video game, and why?
I would love to see the Police Academy movies adapted into video games, because as we all know, typically speaking, movie-based games are terrible. So let's take a bunch of movies that are terrible and just make terrible games of them. And so just think about it, Police Academy movies, you could just give me a level, just give me a quick time event when I can be Michael Winslow. And if I press triangle at the right moment, he'll make a noise that sounds like a car being crushed by a helicopter while a rhino urinates with a tiger. Like give me that on a video game, and I'll buy 10 copies. Go, the police. We'll get Telltale Games. It could be the next series. Telltale Games adapt. You know, they had Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, and now Police Academy. Make it happen.
Police Academy.
Let's make it happen.
Jesus.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
I could see that. If anyone from Telltale Games is listening into this podcast, probably not. They probably don't know what the hell this is. But if someone does, maybe 5 years down the line, make it, please.
Get Telltale Games on the phone.
And I want credit.
Take all the royalties. I don't care.
Just add the credits, the last bit, and very special thanks to Gareth from Find the Computer Room, who said that we should do this on the show called the Tally Ho Show.
I'll take it. Just make it so.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh. Is there any other movies or movie franchises you want, Gareth, or is it just the Police Academy?
Well, I mean, you know what? I would love a really, really good 3D Ninja Turtles game, because that's one of my favorite franchises. It's a franchise that is, it's like perfect for video games, and you know, everyone loves the old arcade games like Turtles in Time. You know, a lot of the 3D games aren't terrible. Like I will somewhat defend the first 4Kids game. Mutants in Manhattan is you know, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Out of the Shadows got a lot of hate, but I enjoyed it. I think, you know, there's certainly a part of it that is just biased towards that franchise that I enjoy. But there was a rumor a while ago, after Arkham Knight came out, there was a rumor that Rocksteady were going to be making like an open world Turtles game, which on one hand it's like, that sounds amazing. And 2, it's like it's perfect because obviously Rocksteady is one of their, most famous villains. So it's almost too perfect. And obviously that didn't happen because I think Rocksteady are just going to be making DC games for a while because of all the rumors of like a Superman or a Justice, what have you. But I would love like if someone took what Out of the Shadows basically was, would just make that game good. I would love it again. So like maybe like a remake or just that general premise, but I would love a kind of high budget, maximum effort Turtle game. Because again, Mutants in Manhattan, apparently they made that game in like 7 months. Just before Activision lost that license, they just crapped out another game. Which if that game would have had like another 6 months to a year of work on it, that might be the Turtles game I wanted. But not really. It's just kind of mediocre. So yeah, I would say, joking answer is Police Academy. Serious answer is I'd love a really good Turtles game.
A new Turtles game, that would be good.
That'd be awesome though. I do like the Turtles, so I think it would be good to get them sort of having a game though. Andy then, so what movie collection would you want to have?
So just quickly, as I say, we have a new person in the chat. I think that's a Sir Piguffery. Hopefully I got your name right, but if I haven't, I apologize. But tally ho to you. How are you? He says Rockstar. Which I'm guessing it's like, I think he's talking about Rockstar, the gaming company, I would assume. But maybe. Yeah,
but I'm not sure if he's trying to correct me. Rockstar makes Grand Theft Auto. Rocksteady is the company that made the Arkham trilogy.
Yes. But no, that's fair enough. But he says hello as well, so thank you very much for coming by. Hope you're having a good time. So, Mr. Bernardo says serious answer Fast and Furious series. That's one game. That was one movie franchise I was going to say as well. Find John Wick, not counting Fortnite skin or PT2. John Wick. But the one movie that Vic actually said in the chat, which I said jokefully, but in all honesty, I would love to see maybe make a Telltale game of it. The Room.
Well, the room currently has it's not official, but it's called The Room Tribute, and on FTCR plug, we did a LP of it. Oh. It is a online point-and-click adventure, which takes pretty much the movie scene for scene, and it adds some missing back. It actually fills in a few plot holes in the game, and it's just. If people honestly want a game of The Room and you're a fan of it and like you kind of know that movie, I would really recommend looking up The Room Tribute. It'll only take about an hour and 90 minutes, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun to play. It'll make you, again, if you know the jokes of The Room, it'll make you laugh out loud several times.
I may have to find this because I would love to just see maybe just a cheesy Room game be made. As jokefully, but I could just see like Telltale where you just have the full multiple choice options for Tommy. Like, I did not hit her. This is bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. And then, oh hi Mark.
Oh hi Mark.
Oh hi Mark.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this affects it, but I'll just spoiler alert. There is some because it's like 8-bit. It's an 8-bit sprite style game. Kind of in to go along with the movie, there is some pointless, gratuitous nudity. So I'm not sure if you can, because originally I was going to stream that for Platform Mania, but we weren't sure if the nudity, even though it's 8-bit sprites, if that would be an issue with Twitch. So just in case you want to stream it live, Andy, maybe just in case someone on Twitch gets offended by again a pink pixel being used for nipples, maybe don't do that.
If I get more people look at it, go, wait, a pink pixel, I'm gonna see this.
I mean, I will say, I've looked at a lot of sprite porn, and that is the best I've seen. But still, I'm not sure if it's appropriate for Twitch.
I mean,
to be honest, I've never heard anything like that before on the show. Yeah, it's pretty good sprite porn. There's been pretty good ones out there.
I mean, they're alright. If you know where to look.
Yeah. I mean, what I could do is on that part, I could just put a big image of my face blocking the stream.
Oh, dude,
One scene.
on the LP we did, I literally used screenshots of Tommy Wiseau's face to cover up nudity.
Did you get him when he's like mid laugh? Because that's like the best face.
I forget the exact frame I used, but it is some weird face he has, and it's just whenever because you see him nude, you see women naked. It's just some hot stuff.
I know, my goodness. you have that happen, and then you just hear Tommy in the background. Ha ha! What a funny story.
What a penis, Mark.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, that's in my head. Damn it.
That's in his head for life.
Yeah, it's scarred. So that would make Andy a massive gap. Fine, please. I hear the room. Yes, we're talking about the room. And Sir Pig says, can't go wrong with those classic Atari porn games.
Custer's Revenge.
Oh, Jesus. Edge has choked on his rice. So there you go. But going serious. Maybe Fast and Furious. I could see that be made into in a game. I mean, you could, you have all the wacky adventures that they go on with the crew in those movies. I could see maybe that being like an adventure style game, with of course racing and stuff and missions. So Fast and Furious, I could see. I would like maybe to make into a movie franchise, a movie franchise be made into a game. What else did I have? I mean, it's not. I know that with Marvel and stuff. Maybe I don't know. How would you guys feel having a Black Panther game? Because I know we've had Iron Man, we've had Thor, we have Spider-Man, of course. We've got a new Spider-Man coming out by Insomniac. But what would you guys feel like being I don't know. Have we had an Avengers game?
It's mostly Lego. That's the thing. They normally do it on Lego, but that's not a big.
Isn't Square working on a big Avengers game now?
Yeah, I've heard about that. They're bringing out. They're working on bringing out a new Avengers game. I think it's gonna be like an MMORPG.
Possibly. Well, I think now just the current climate of the gaming is that you don't really see movie adaptation games anymore, because I think everyone involved realized they suck, and so we still get licensed games and games based on movies, but they no longer seem to be directly it's released, because back in the day with Spider-Man, a week before a Spider-Man movie comes out, a Spider-Man game would come out, and you did it with cartoon shows and all types of like kid movies, like DreamWorks movies, Pixar movies, Disney movies, all that stuff. And I think now in terms of the gaming climate, because I think companies are so, they take things like Metacritic and like critical responses a bit more seriously now, I guess.
Yeah.
Companies don't want just to crap out a game just to make a quick buck when it'll kind of tarnish their brand in a way. That's why you get things like the Arkham games, or say like Spider-Man Shattered Dimension, or the upcoming Insomniac game, where there's still now there's, or like I would probably say now is probably a better time for licensed games than when we were growing up. Because how many crappy licensed games did we play? Now it's like if it's not directly tied to a movie and it doesn't have to meet X release dates, it can be more of its own thing. Which are some of my favorite games in the past 10 years have been licensed, like Arkham Asylum, or the I'm a big fan of the Transformers Cybertron games.
Oh yeah,
War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. Those are like, again, even the PlayStation 2 Transformers game based off Armada, like it wasn't directly tied to the cartoon show
movie
too much. But it's just like those, those games are so much fun, and it's just nice when a company doesn't have to worry too much about network synergy of releasing within a small window of a movie schedule. So I think now it's like that's why now I'm far more open to the possibility that we'll get a good Turtle game, because we won't have to be like, it has to be out by X date to coincide with another Michael Bay movie. It's like, no thanks, you just have a good game on its own merit using this IP that so many people love.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, back in the day, because with games being like made from like really well-known movie franchises or movies, then yeah, as I say, there's like strict times like and strict restrictions as well. So it's like it doesn't bode well for like the game being like received well from like from people that go out and buy it. I mean, it's like, I mean, you could say like 007 GoldenEye. I mean, like that's a licensed game, but that worked really well. But then you've got like, I'd say I've looked at one like Die Hard. I saw like Die Hard on like the PlayStation and on the Sega
Die Hard
Saturn.
trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard trilogy. Like I've seen like a Sega Saturn version of that game. Not the greatest. It's like it's kind of like, oh, it just makes you like turn around and think what is life. But as you said, sorry, James.
Mr. Venato's brought up the ET, because that was brought out in release to the game itself, but that was just awful.
No one ever speaks about that game.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised. I'm more surprised that they found that whole stash of ET games in that desert.
That was so cool.
Was
they found that. That was great.
I know. I was.
That was an urban rumor as well. That was brilliant.
I know. I was like, is that true? And sure enough, it is. It's like, holy crud! It's like they really did that. That's absolutely insane. And I'm wondering now, like, because now that they found all those games, like, I wonder how much they're going for on eBay.
They're probably selling more now, the actual as cartridges, than they were with the actual gameplay itself.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, and as you say as well, like now in these days, like, you know, like movies and movie franchises, like the movie companies now understand what, you know, how the gaming industry works to some extent, and then they allow like get rid of those restrictions and eases off on the time and stuff. So then, you know, the gaming companies can then be able to make like a more good fluid-esque type game. So then, you know, it's like at least then it works and it gets like a good reception as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Vic says we don't speak of ET, though we can speak of Superman 64. It's crap. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Don't worry, though, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Andy loves Superman 64.
That was a brain fart from me on last episode. Okay, so.
Don't care, dude. We have the evidence.
This is the type of crap I have to deal with, Gareth.
This is the type of crap we enjoy doing.
Yes. James, movie franchises that you want to be turned into video games. What about you?
Bit annoying because two of them, the two I want to see, have all actually been mentioned already. First one was, it may sound like a joke, but John Wick as a sort of like a stealth adventure game, because I love the John Wick series. I think they're brilliant. Well done, Keanu Reeves in this has just been incredible. And I think a sort of game like that, because you know we had like it with like Half-Life or Enter the Matrix sort of thing. But I thought actually have that, a John Wick based game would just be absolutely amazing. The fact you're going to be stealthy all the way through, and then when it really hits the fan, then you've got to start shooting your guns and get out. But you only have like a limited amount of ammo like he does. I think that would sell a lot of money, especially in time for John Wick Chapter 3 coming out next year. I think that'll be a good time to sort of tie it in. The Avengers game as well that was mentioned earlier. I think, yeah, like I said, I was looking forward to that game coming out as well as the Spider-Man one, because I think they'll both just be amazing. Number one, though, a joke one, I'd like to see a Rick and Morty game.
You know what?
I've seen one already on the. I've seen one already. It's on the thing that with the VR section, but an actual, like an actual game of it.
Well, there are two. There's one on iPhones called Pocket Mortys, which is just
it's like Pokemon but for Rick and Morty.
There's also a browser game called Rick and Morty's Rust license game.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
I've got to see. Oh jeez, we go. I have got to see that. You've got to send me the link because I want to see that.
Oh my goodness gracious! You know what I like to see as well, quickly, just for the sheer hell of it. Have you heard of Jay and Silent Bob?
Oh yeah, of course, Jay and Silent Bob. Apparently, Kevin Smith said, you know what's funny? The actor who played Elias in Clerks 2 is currently working. They kickstarted a money to making Jay and Bob game. But again, I believe there are currently two.
Oh.
I believe there are currently 2 iPhone games, Too Fat to Fly and Watch Us Dance or something.
Yeah.
I haven't played them, but I mean, it's kind of like the same with anything like a movie or a TV show. Anything can be good, no matter who the characters are, what the premise is. Any game based on a movie or featuring like licensed characters can be good if the people behind it know what they're doing.
And it's not trying to be rushed to sort of meet a scheduled time. If they had the time to make it, you get the best people on board, then definitely that could make a huge amount of money.
Of course.
Indeed. Ed says, but British man. Sorry, James.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Ed says, but British man, what does Kevin Smith think about making Jay and Silent Bob? Oh, I hope he thinks it's good, because that was a bloody good movie. What was it, Jay? I think I watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Back. Yeah, that was the first Kevin Smith movie I made. I saw, and I was very confused during most of that. That is not the movie you start watching.
Yeah, that was the first Kevin Smith movie I watched, Jay and Silent Bob, and it's just like, because my friend got me to watch it, and I'm just like, I'm confused, but at the same time, this is hilarious. I just love the part where they go into the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. That's like the best part for me. Goodness. Also, Nick has jumped into the chat as well. Tally ho to you, sir. Hope you are well and good. So yeah, guys. So let's say just a little ending part just on this topic. So just quickly, just to say again, what movie franchises would you like to see be put into games? Gareth, what movies did you want to see again?
Jokingly, Police Academy. Realistically, I'd love a really well done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hopefully that is the dream. Fingers crossed and knock on wood that can happen. James, what about you?
Jokingly, Rick and Morty Adventure. Seriously, John Wick.
John Wick. And for me, like jokingly, The Room, even though there are some games made. I may have to check that out.
It's so much fun, dude. Check it out. It's so much fun.
And see the pixelated porn. It'd be so good.
Ah, yeah.
See how long you can have that. See how long you can stream that before Twitch takes you off, Andy.
It's okay. I'll just put a giant face of Tommy Wiseau on the stream. Although if I do that, that might consider Twitch TNCs as well.
I think the image of his face is more disturbing than the picture than the.
Yeah, that would be more disturbing. But seriously as well, maybe a Fast and Furious game, as I say, and maybe like Avengers or like a Black Panther like movie. That'd be pretty cool. And also like if we go as well, Jay and Silent Bob Joker Lee as well. So yeah, there is our topics, guys. As I say, thank you so much thank you James again for giving us your suggestions for that. We're now going to go for another quick break, and then we are going to go straight into Gareth's topic, and then we're going to have the Throne of Games results. By the way, guys, if you haven't voted yet, vote now for the Throne of Games. There are two characters that you can vote for: our new competitor Diddy Kong, or our current king Fox McCloud. Who would you like to see be on the throne? Just vote.
Diddy Kong. Make the right choice.
It's Fox McCloud. It's got to be.
You vote. You have the power. You get to decide. And at the end of the show, we'll find out who wins. So, Gareth, we have your songs coming up next. What are the songs that we are going to be playing? And why did you select these songs?
The first one is because you said game music and remixes. So the first one, it's technically it would be a remix. It's from one of my favorite bands, the Megas, with their song Afraid of the Dark, which is their song about Shadow Man, which Shadow Man from Mega Man 3 is without question my favorite robot master in the entire franchise, and his level track is my favorite Mega Man track of all time. And the one after that, it's from Kirby Superstar, or Fun Pack as we grew up with it. I'm not sure what the official track is called, but the download rip I've used for years attributes this track to be called Kirby Arrives on the Scene, and it's what plays in level 1 of the sub game Meta Knight's Revenge. This is the track that in Smash Bros. Brawl, when they remixed it, it's called Meta Knight's Revenge. But I'll be honest with you, I really actually dislike that remix. I don't think that remix sounds good at all. So this is one of my favorite Nintendo tracks from one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time.
Yes, and that is what we are going to be having on for Gareth's choices. As I say, we're going to have first the Megas Afraid of the Dark, and then from Kirby Superstar / Fun Pack, it is Kirby Arrives on the Scene. So get ready, guys, for that. Get yourself some beverages and stuff. We just have as quickly as well Firestar. We have Beastiller, is that Beastiller Cat? And Rain by Folf, who have just jumped into the chat. Tally ho, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by to the podcast. And thank you very much for that raid as well, Firestar. Greatly appreciated. So, as I say, we're going to kick things off with, from the Megas, really, really good band. This is Afraid of the Dark. And you are listening in to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
And me, James.
And we have Gareth from Fun Computer Room, who is on as our special guest. Enjoy these songs, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
This training made me ninja.
And welcome back, everyone. So, what we had on for those songs, it was like Gareth's choices. They were from the Megas, that was Afraid of the Dark, and then from Koopy Superstar / Fun Pack, Kirby Arrives on the Scene. So, hopefully you enjoyed those. Good tracks, guys. So now we have coming over to the final topic, and it is, of course, Gareth's topic. So, Gareth, what is your topic for the episode for today?
Mine is I kind of went with kind of a broad / generic topic because I have really trouble deciding on topics like this. So mine is just the top 3 moments in video games. It's very broad, very generic. So they can be top 3 funny moments, bad moments, whatever you want, but just top 3 moments in games because I have no idea what to say. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So yeah, top three moments in video games. James, I'm going to pass that over to you. What are your top 3 moments in video games?
Top 3 moments I've got. One was quite meaningful for me. It was basically the first time I ever achieved Ace rank in Ace Combat Belkin War. And that was basically, it's going to sound a bit sloppy, but you know, it's my show. I loved Ace Combat the Belkin War, and I loved playing it. Absolutely. And I remember every time I got home from school, the first thing I would do was crank open the PlayStation 2, get it working, and start straight into Ace Combat Belkin War. And the only way to achieve Ace rank was taking on all the missions as Ace level, which is like extra difficulty, extra hard. Finishing them all off, getting all of the levels completed, and then the final mission you play was you taking on the rest of all the squadrons that you took part in. There's like one wave after another. And after I defeated the last wave, I thought, oh, this isn't going to be too bad then. And then finally, you got the last bit, which was you taking on your character in Ace Combat 4. And the fact that he was playing like I remember he used to play, well, I thought was amazing. And it took me ages and ages and ages to beat him, but I finally did. And the level I came up with is, congratulations, you have reached the rank of Ace. And I thought that was brilliant for me because I loved that fact that all my hard work finally got me to do to the pinnacle of being an ace. So back when it was the trophies, that was sort of like the first trophy I ever got. That's why I'm looking forward to a new Ace Combat game when it comes out.
Nice.
Because I think that's just going to be. I'm so looking forward to it. So I'm true. The second it comes out, I'm going to start playing it. The other one as well was the first time I ever went hypersonic in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It sounds stupid, but I love the fact that you can play Supersonic. And then when I found out that actually you can go further on and you can become a Hypersonic, I was like, oh god, I gotta do this. I finally got to that stage. And I remember taking on a boss, got to 50 rings, and I thought, this is the moment. Click, click, jump, and I just saw him transform. And it's like, oh my god, this is amazing.
You got incredibly hyper after you saw Hypersonic.
I was about 6'7" at the time, so yeah, I got incredibly hyper in that. And the last one as well, which is going to be quite weird, it's probably the most weird sort of moment I've ever had in gaming, but the fact that I could do it, what I thought was just fantastic, was playing Lego Dimensions. Basically, when you got that little platform and you can stick different Lego characters on it, you get to play as them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like really messing about, and I managed to play as Marty McFly in Doctor Who's TARDIS, flying around Hogwarts, which is probably the most random thing I've ever done in my life. But at the same time, with with Marty McFly sort of like talking, flying around Hogwarts with the Doctor Who music playing around, I thought this is the pinnacle of my nerdiness, and it is awesome. And I remember just flying around, enjoying myself, and I remember that moment because it was just so much fun to just mess around like that. And I love like games like that where you can just mess around just very much for shits and giggles. But those are my top 3 moments of video games. I'm sure there'll be more with new Ace Combat and more like the Spider-Man comes out, which I'm really looking forward to because, as I've said, with what's his name? With Spider-Man 2 coming out, I'm looking forward to the new Spider-Man game coming out because it's just going to bring back lots of memories of that game.
That's some good selections there, sir. Good selections indeed, and hopefully, when we get like some new games come out, you'll get some new gaming memories as well, which will be all of the hype. Gareth, what about yourself? What about, like, do you have any top 3 moments for you?
Yeah. I have one that is, it's like my favorite troll moment in a video game. I have one which is just kind of personal, and one that at the time it didn't mean much to me, but on reflection is quite possibly my favorite moment in any video game ever. My favorite troll moment is, to bring it back to Spider-Man 2, which, you know, is one of my favorites. I haven't played it in a few years, but like I love Spider-Man 2. The web slinging in that game is so much fun. But my favorite troll moment is when you Mysterio is like robbing a bank, and you go to like engage in a boss battle, and he has this health bar that fills up, and then like a layer fills up above that, and then another layer fills up. And so you're thinking, oh, Mysterio is going to be a really, really hard boss, but he gets defeated with one punch. And I was like, I thought that was such a funny troll moment to be like, they built up this thing with like, 6 health bars, and it's like, Mysterio was kind of a joke character to begin with, so I should have seen it coming. But I was just thought that was such a small little funny moment that it's always stuck with me. That moment has always stuck with me. My favorite one on a personal level was just completing Kingdom Hearts 1, because Kingdom Hearts is a game that like I love. I love the idea of Kingdom Hearts, and I love a lot of the gameplay and stuff. And fighting Ansem for the first time, like the final boss fight, we have to fight Ansem, and then you have to go to fight the giant monster by the door. Like that, no joke, took me like 6 hours to defeat him, because I kept on dying and having to replay it. And so just finally defeating him, I've never felt more pride in completing a video game than I did with Kingdom Hearts. Before I get to my final one, I'm going to quickly throw in a cheeky fourth one. One of my favorite stupid moments, this is more of a fact than a moment, but one of my favorite moments is go back to my favorite game, Sonic Adventure, and this is something I bring up every time I can. One of my favorite things in that game is just by watching Big the Cat's opening cutscene, you complete 10% of his overall story. That is another one of my favorite because Sonic Adventure had that progress, like a percentage. So if you're playing a Sonic and you get up to like Skydeck and leave, it'd be like you're like 65% of the way through Sonic's story. And I like the fact that SA1 and SA2 had those. If you quit the game and come back to it, you'll get like I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, and like the character will describe what's happening. And yeah, just watching his opening cutscene is 10% of Big Story. But my favorite moment in video game ever, it's from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 / Sonic 3 and Knuckle. It's the moment where Angel Island gets set on fire. I think it's Sonic 3, because like Sonic 2 in a lot of ways just feels like an improved version of 1. Like they took 1, made it longer, improved the level design, added a spin dash, added another character, but in a lot of ways it looks, sounds, and just feels like Sonic 1. Sonic 3, in every way almost possible, it's its own thing. Because the big thing is different title music. That threw me off as a kid. I was like, this isn't the Sonic theme, but whatever. The fact that the opening screen, it no longer has the kind of typical sprite look we have. It now has more of a 3D model of Sonic, and that the fact that you can save. There's an opening cutscene. We're introduced to a brand new character. All of that things, it's very atypical of Sonic, and it's so just booting it up the cartridge, it automatically tells you this is going to be a new experience. Even if you were thrown into Sonic 3 and you had just played Angel Island without the opening cutscene, you just start from Angel Island. As soon as and it looks like a typical Green Hill, Emerald Hill type thing. Like it's a green. There's lots of greenery everywhere. There's hills. There's some water. It's very similar. It looks and feels like a first Sonic level. The second you get to when the mid boss shows up and sets it on fire, I have not had this confirmed or read this anywhere, but I would not be surprised if that was like Yuji Naka and everyone at Sega. That is their way of telling you to expect the unexpected in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. How they're gonna do things that while it doesn't feel like a different franchise, it is very new for Sonic. The act structures, the fact that the zones are now one big zone. There's bosses at the end of every act. All of these zones interconnect. The special stages, we have a new way to get to, and a new type of special stage, which, to be fair, did change from game to game type of thing. But just upon reflecting, I just think that is so much of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. You can tell they put so much thought into, more so than a lot of other platformers of that kind, of that type, and of that time. Like, I will never badmouth Mario World. I think Super Mario World is one of the best games ever made. I love that game so much. But like, I don't want to say there was no thoughts put into Mario World, but Mario World to me doesn't feel like, yes, it is a world and you travel from location to location to location, but it doesn't feel like they've really set up a true livable world. And this sounds very stupid and pretentious in talking about a 16-bit platformer, so please bear with me. But everything about Sonic 3's design and mindscape just feels that they really put thought into how this world and how this game would work. And I think the setting of fire of Angel Island is the pinnacle and best representation of that in a video game, of expect the unexpected, I have ever seen in a video game. And that is why that is still my favorite moment in a video game. It is still my favorite moment in the entire Sonic franchise. I think that one simple addition is so cool. Also for the fact that technically opens up Act 2. I know everyone, in context of the game, Act 1 doesn't end until you get to and you refight that boss at when the signpost comes down. In context of the game's code, when that piece of fire overtakes the screen, that technically is starting Act 2 in terms of the coding, which is why the music changes then, because they weren't able to fix that. So that's my overly long and slightly pretentious reasoning for why that is my favorite moment in video game history.
It took me by surprise as well growing up as a kid when I played Sonic 3, because you expect Sonic games like the first level to be like green, like luscious green, like trees and grass and everything, and there's like the crystal blue ocean, it's the sun shining, everything's great. And then you see like everything just gets doused in flames.
Pulverized.
Yeah, pulverized. Yeah. And you just think like things have suddenly gotten dark. This was a quick 180, wasn't it? Exactly. And it's kind of just like, as you say, it's like for Sonic Team and Sega to say like things are changing and this is what we're doing. It kind of also in the story aspect, it's kind of like Robotnik's not playing games anymore. He's serious. Like, you've defeated him twice, and I'm guessing he's super pissed.
He's coming back with a vengeance, basically.
Yeah. Although it is weird how if he's trying to gain the trust of Knuckles, maybe not setting fire to part of his island would be a better way to do that.
Yeah. Or maybe what might happen is he told Knuckles, like, oh, Sonic's just, like, did something to my robots, and now they destroyed, like, your island. It wasn't me, it was Sonic. I programmed them to be peaceful and stuff.
Or number 3, Knuckles can get convinced very, very easily.
Oh yes, he can. He always can. It's like if like Sonic tells and Knuckles that they're about to defeat Eggman once and for all, and then Eggman just says something to Knuckles, and then Knuckles just like all of a sudden turns. It's like, what the hell? What the hell, man? It's like in that. Oh man, crazy stuff. But just quickly we'll go into chat and then I'll talk about my top three things. Viper says, doesn't watching Team Rosa's cutscenes in Heroes about 20%.
No, because actually, Team Hero watching the opening cutscene would complete less because Team Rose has an extra level. When you play as Team Rose, you have to go through Seagate. So actually, watching the opening cutscene would complete less of the overall story than say watching the intro of the Team Sonic story.
Yeah, because people expect you to go. They expect you maybe to go into Team Rose to do the practice and training and stuff. But everyone's like, nope, Team Sonic.
Sonic straight away, yeah.
Well, the game doesn't tell you that. So naturally, I go to Team Sonic first. Team Rose was the last one I played. I don't give a crap about playing as Big the Cat and Cream the Rabbit.
Yeah, I know.
So I lost, and I'm like, what the hell was this stupid tutorial level?
It's like, I already know the game. What the hell's going on? It's like they expect you, like, oh well, people know that Team Rose is like, an easy team, so let's just see what they go. And everyone's just like, no, just straight to Sonic or Team Dark. Oh goodness. And then Mr. Bernardo says, one of my top moments is humiliating Lance and Silver by getting a last hit on his illegally underwood Dragonite with a mid-20s shoulder. Goodness gracious! In Pokemon,
just being Lance with anything is just fantastic.
It's a good feeling. It really is. I know that was a good feeling when I finally beat him. That's for sure.
Your first time beating Red in Pokemon Gold or Silver.
I still haven't beat him, so I don't have that feeling.
Oh, dude, come on!
I told you this already. If I remember.
I know. I just wanted to bring it up.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And then Viper says on, I think, what was it, for Sonic 3 and Knuckles? He said, they just couldn't be bothered to pay for licensing. Or something, I believe.
Well, I think at that point, Nakamura-san didn't have time to come back for Sonic 3, but I would assume, that's probably why they don't have the traditional Sonic. But also, I think overall, it makes sense thematically why it doesn't have the traditional Sonic theme.
And he says, can't afford Angel Island? Nah, just light it up. When in doubt. So, just quickly, my top 3, and then we'll get straight on and do the Frona games. So, my third place one, this is very, completely off, very off with, games and stuff. Was when I was a kid and I played Nagano Winter Olympics 98 on the N64 because I used to play that game to death when I had it because it was I don't know, it's just one of those games that I kept going back to. It was so fun. I could never get a medal, couldn't get a bronze, couldn't get a silver, couldn't get a gold in any of the Olympic events until I did ski jumping. And sure enough, I tried so many times, but there was one time when I actually got bronze and I jumped out. I was like, yes! And my gran just ran in and was like, are you okay? I said, I got bronze in ski jumping. She's like, oh, that's nice. And then walked out. So, getting bronze, my first ever medal in the Nagano Winter Olympics 98 was great. And also actually getting a bronze in curling as well. So, I mean,
He's Canadian through and through, ladies.
I was Canadian even though I never went to the country when I was playing the game. I was 7 years old. I never went to Canada, but I was Canadian because I got bronze in curling.
Curling, yeah.
That's always hype. The other one is also getting all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 without using level select, without cheating, without doing up, down, left, right, and then going straight to the special stage to get the first end before jumping into Green Hill. I went straight into the game thinking, oh, well, because I suck at the special set. I've never even got the emeralds in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's how bad I am. It's hard to get them. So I always use cheat codes to get Supersonic anyway. So Sonic the Hedgehog, I managed to get the final emerald, and it was that one was playing me so much. I couldn't get it, and it was going to what was it? I think it was in Scrap Brain Act 1 because you could still get the ring, the special stage ring on that, and it was all of a sudden Eminem was in my head like one shot, one opportunity, mum spaghetti. in my head, in my head, whilst I'm doing this special stage, and I managed to get it, and I just immediately was like, oh my god, I did it. I think I'm gonna 100% the game. And then I was so worried, thinking like, because I had no continues, and I think I was on my last 2 lives, and I died in Scrap Brain Act 3, and I'm thinking, if I die now, I'm going to cry. I'm going to throw my GameCube controller, because it was on the Mega Collection, so I'm going to throw my GameCube controller on the other side of the room, but mainly I'm going to cry. And I managed to do it, and just to see that the animation, because I've never saw that animation of what Sonic does. I know it's just a case of like Sonic holding the emeralds and then a big flash, and that was it. It's like, oh, okay, that happened, but still, just having that big achievement of actually getting all the emeralds was so good, and just I could always remember it for a very long time. And the top one for me is beating Biohazard, the final form of the Ultimate Life Form in Sonic Adventure 2.
Nice.
Because I could never do it. I could never beat them. And then you know, it's depressing when you hear all the characters when the timer's going. It's like, hurry up! We're gonna impact the Earth if we're not careful. Oh, it's too late. I'm like, shut up. Trying to deal with this.
They're basically just having a go at you, going, hurry the up! We're about to die, and it's your fault.
It's kind of like that, but it's like you're trying to get to those red spots in order to hit the freaking monster, and it's like you also got these like energy balls shooting at you. Then also I've got a freaking laser. And you're like, oh, running out of rings. I better go all the way back in order to change from Sonic to Shadow, and he only has like 20 rings left. It's like going through all that, but yeah, just that took me like how many tries? Like I'd say probably 20, 30 tries growing up when I first played it, but once I did, that was a sudden like big achievement for me, and seeing that ending of like, you know, Shadow and just all the things happening in the ending just, you know, got me very emotional. So yeah, I'd say those are my top 3 moments. And Nagano went to Olympics, getting bronze medals finally in the game, getting all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the first time, and also beating Biohazard as well, first time in Sonic Adventure 2. Those be my moments.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's it. I say thank you to James and Gareth for giving us the top moments, and thank you to Gareth as well for giving us that topic. That was actually a really good topic. I had to have a long, hard think about like which would be my top 3 moments for that, because there's so many. It's crazy. So it's now time, guys. It's now time to get back to this old chestnut. It's time for the Throne of Games.
It's on.
It's on. And Mr. Bernardo says, Andy, get silver/gold/crystal in the 3DS VC. Okay, I will. And then I will fail at beating red again because I suck. Just how I go. So here's the poll again, guys. If you haven't voted yet, vote now quickly. I'm going to be closing the poll very, very soon. You have two characters to pick. Either the competitor Diddy Kong to be the new king of the Throne of Games, or our current king Fox McCloud, if you want to see him go for another week. So
Fox!
So just quickly, before we go, let's just have a little quick reminder of like why Gareth and James should have their characters be picked. Gareth, why do you want Diddy Kong to be the next king?
Because he deserves it. Because he's Diddy Kong, and Fox McCloud is a whiny little twat.
Nice and simple.
Why can't he just take his blaster?
Hashtag, why can't I take my blaster? Put that in a hashtag. Sorted. James, why do you think Fox should stay on the throne for another week?
Because he is a brilliant character, and he is a natural leader, therefore he deserves to be our king, unlike Diddy Kong, who is just a monkey who would complain with all the bananas and things.
He's a chimpanzee, you racist.
We here at the Tally Ho Show condemn racism. If you're a racist, get off our stream. Don't watch the show again.
If you are a monkey and you happen
you have been offended by this,
But it has been displayed in today's show.
if you have been a monkey or chimpanzee and have been offended by this, please send us your hate mail to thetallyhoshow@gmail.com, and I will send them directly to James. Also, speaking of the email address, guys, if you want to send us a request, a topic for a future show, you can do so. Send us it to thetallyhoshow@gmail.com with the subject tallyho topic. You can send us a topic for future shows if you would like to. Sorry, had to add that segue because I totally forgot to do that.
Yeah, sorry.
What were you going to say, James?
I've completely forgot now.
Okay, alright. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Let's see who's going to win. So, let's do a little drum roll right now. The winner of the Frona Games for episode 7 is Snap Bucket. It's a pretty big gap as well. Diddy Kong wins!
Yeah, my boy! He's back again, and it's about time too.
Oh goodness.
And I just want to say, Andy, I've been looking at this as it's going on. I just want to say, nothing pleases me more that the percentage of Diddy Kong's victory is 69%.
I know. Yes. Not only did Diddy Kong win, but he got the magic number 69% of the votes.
He got the hashtag nice number of votes.
Nice. So that pretty much means Diddy Kong is the ultimate king because he got 69.
So who?
No, he should be the hashtag nice king.
So who will have to defend his honor next week?
So
that would be Mr. Andy himself.
I will gladly defend his honor.
Do me proud, Andy.
Spider Knife's like, just got back at the right time. You did indeed. Mr. Bernardo's like, you're all traitors like Andy. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, thank God Fox lost because I was right.
That was like me with freaking Sonic at the beginning. I had him like for 3 weeks, and I'm like, I'm running out of things to say.
Well, I'm like, fucking with Fox is like there's very few Star Fox games for such a prominent Nintendo franchise. There's very few entries, and he doesn't really have a lot of character growth or development in those games. So it's like I'm surprised he won so many weeks in a row.
Well, here's hoping.
Blame Andy. He's the one who's sending them at me.
What do you mean?
It was Fox was my character. I took it over Sophia, and now you've had it for at least I think about 3 weeks, 3 times.
Yeah.
3 shows, and I've made another guest has had to take it off me. Actually, I have just realised every single show seems to be a case of the only time we get a new king or queen on the front of games is when we've got a guest on.
Yep.
I just realised that.
It's true. Well, who knows? We might have a new king next episode, or we might break the chain because episode 8 we may be getting another guest on. It's back-to-back guests.
Oh man, I hope Diddy can stay king for a little bit. He deserves it, damn it. He deserves to be king for longer.
I will try my damned hardest, Gareth, to keep him on for one more week. In
other words, mate, you're gonna lose him next week.
Shut up, James. And Outrage87 has just jumped into the chat. Tally-ho, sir, how are you? Hey guys, I'm new here. Welcome to the channel and also to the podcast. Are you ending the stream? Yeah, we're ending very soon. We're ending the podcast. But thank you so much for coming by nonetheless. Make sure to check out the VOD in order to listen to the podcast, the full thing, if you want to check it out, what we've been up to. So it only leaves me to do this, to play our little jingle for our kings and queens. So congratulations to our new king of the Frona Games. All hail King Diddy Kong.
Yay.
There you go. So, beautiful. So yes,
I know when I'm beaten.
So what does that mean now? Well, that means Diddy Kong is on for another show. I now will be taking over Diddy Kong. I will try and defend him as much as I can. And as I say, we may be getting a new guest on. So for episode 8, that guest will be bringing in their character for the Frona game.
And I can finally sit back here and eat the popcorn again.
Yes, you can. Indeed, you can. So, what does that mean for the next person that is coming in? You might hear us. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at The Tally Ho Show, all one word, or like us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Tally Ho Show, in order to get updates on what's happening in future shows, get recordings of the podcasts and stuff, and also we talk about other gaming nonsense. You'll be able to find out exactly who we're going to be having on the next show if you follow us on the social medias, so all of the hype on that. Right then, so that just leaves me to say that is the end of the show, guys.
Aww.
But
Does that mean you have to go back outside now?
Yeah, for Gareth, I think so. Or is it raining now, Gareth? I think the silent means that he has to go outside.
I think he's good. No, it's just the fact that Diddy Kong has won. He's now like he's just taking it all in. There we are. He's alive.
I muted my mic by accident. So what I was gonna say was, if it's not raining, I'm gonna make it rain because Diddy Kong's the champ, son.
Get some money out. Get some money out. Make it rain.
He's gonna grab the champagne and he's just gonna like. Oh.
What's wrong? Did you just win a world championship? No, my character won on Throne Games.
Yes.
Yes. My life complete. Ginger says about to head out to see the Han Solo movie. Oh, nice. So hopefully that goes
that'd be
well,
awesome.
Ginger. Hopefully you enjoy that, sir. So that means as well we're going to be playing a song to celebrate our new king, and it's going to be from Diddy Kong Racing. It's Ancient Lake because it's an absolute belter of a tune and very, very catchy, and I like it so much. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's the end of the show. We have done it. That is episode 7. Thank you to all of you that have come by to tune in to the show, whether you're listening to this live here on Twitch or you're downloading it on the podcast via SoundCloud and iTunes. Hopefully you have enjoyed yourselves listening to the random goings-on that has been here on the Tally Ho Show. My thanks to Gareth for being a good sport and joining us on the show. Glad to have you on, so it's been an absolute pleasure and hope you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, of course, man. The pleasure's been all mine. Thank you for having me. If you want me to ever come on and just destroy you at Frona Games again, I'll be more than happy.
Hey.
I'll make sure you're taking on Andy to see if you can actually be both with us.
If you want to come back on, man, it'll be our pleasure to have you back on. That's
Happy. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Be great to have you, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you.
And as well, thank you, James, for being my partner in crime and doing this show. It's always been an absolute pleasure, as always.
Well, I am the hoe to your tally.
That is true. That is true. You are the hoe to my tally. And Twitch, Twitch hasn't heard this, so that's good.
Yeah, we're still fine. We're still fine for now.
Yes. Sorry, what were you going to say, sir?
I was going to say, and thank you as well, Andy, for showing us another fantastic episode of the Tally Ho Show.
Oh, well, thank you. It's been a pleasure as always. You know, it's always fun doing this. So looking forward to the next episode. Which, by the way, guys, if you want to tune into the next show live, it's going to be on. We are going to go live on Sunday, June 17th. We would do it Sunday, June 10th, but I'm actually got plans. I'm actually doing IRL stuff. Holy crap, that's a shocker.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually going outside for a change. Jeez.
With the lights and the sun.
Yeah, I'm probably going to spontaneously combust. Maybe. Who knows?
You'll probably just go outside and think, these graphics are rubbish.
Yeah, I'm going back inside. But yeah, that's the next show, guys. Sunday, June 17th is when episode 8 is going to be happening. If you want to come by and tune in then, please feel free to do so. But until then, as I say, thank you to all of you that have tuned into the show live or on the podcast. Thank you to Gareth for coming on. Thank you to James as well for being an awesome host. Edge is like, don't worry, renewal of the show is on my hands. Okay, Edge. Okay, and Spider Knife's like, sweet, thanks. Yeah, thank you all of you for coming by. Let's end off with a good tune. From Diddy Kong Racing, this is Ancient Light. You've been listening to the Tally Ho Show with me, Andy.
And me, James.
And you say we've had Gareth from Fun Computer Room here as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, have a very good rest of your day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And we will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, and bye-bye for now.
And cheery bye, and thanks for stopping by.
I slam my fist down on the enemies when the B button is pressed if Espio and Chami are released from my mouth.